live. Let's get it.
Step in the zone, yeah, the broadcast is on. Drifty TV, we go dust to the dawn. Gaming reviews, yeah, we catching the drift. Dropping the takes that give us on the shift. Gunners are bottling tears in my eyes. I'm eating the donut and Cinnabon prize. Sugar cube energy, t-shirt and snow. Minus 10 degrees, but I'm ready to go. Game week is done, the preview is set. Anfield royalty, never forget. Sadio Mane, the king on the wing. Davago Rigi making us sing. Nunes the chaos, we backing the boy. Liverpool winning, bringing the joy. KOP-ISH the roots, but I built my own throne. Drifty TV, yeah, we never alone. Get in the chat.
Yes, people, big up yourselves each and every time. Hope everyone is good. Hope everyone is blessed. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This one's going to be a mad one still, because I don't think you can plan these shows. You can have some kind of structure to the way you think it's going to go, but this is a type of show that could go any direction at any point. Do you get what I'm saying? The purpose of this show is to help at least one person who may be going through the same thing. One of us will tell a story about who just needs to know someone else is going through stuff to feel better about what they're going through. No matter what it is, let's just hope we can at least help one person. I've got an esteemed panel of brothers with me to tell real stories, to help people. And I know, obviously, like, you know, we can laugh, we can smile, we can do all that good stuff, make ourselves better. But I got a feeling it probably will be a serious show. So everybody get ready for not your usual banter. But no, I've got Ends with me. I've
Big
got
up, man.
with me, and I've got Tabriz with me. Big up, my bros. I appreciate you lot, man. I know it ain't easy to tell real stories, so I actually truly appreciate you guys for joining me for this one. And,
you know, I got one question before we start.
Go for it.
That intro, bro, like you look too hench in that intro, bro. Like, what's
hey, I had things to say. I didn't know where it was gonna go, but no,
to say like.
So what we're gonna do on Mental Health Conversation Month is we're gonna talk about man's appearance. I hear it.
No, I'm gonna say
it's a good job we're here, innit?
No, I was gonna say clearly I don't know the right.
What if I was struggling with my physical appearance? Huh? You're lucky you've known me my whole life, so you know it don't bother me. But by the way, for anyone who doesn't know, me and Breezy go back so far, I don't even remember when we didn't know each other. So, you know, he's taken the opportunity to give me a quick rib shot. I hear it. All right, cool.
No, I was gonna say I didn't know the right people because I need videos like that made, and clearly I'm not where I need to be yet in YouTube. So when I get there, just send them my details, and I'd like. Because I'm like, hold on, Jamaica. No,
we'll talk afterwards. Okay. Man. I can hook you up. But no, I appreciate everyone joining. Hope everyone is doing well, and we should have one, maybe two other guests that may join us as well. So we'll see how it goes. I don't mind being the first one to start, but I don't know if there's anybody who actually feels like maybe their story might be a better story to start with, or is everyone okay with me going first? How do you guys want to do it? I'm cool with either way.
Either way. Go on.
Go on, Drift.
So there's actually like a real story that I want to tell that I'm gonna leave for a solo video. I spoke to T about this, and I've been umming and ahhing about whether I'm gonna do it or not, and T's kind of made me feel like it will be a good thing for me to do. So I'm probably gonna save that story for that. I'll do a solo video. But what I want to start with is, it's kind of like admitting something to myself, even though I don't want to admit it. And I'm sure it's probably something that a lot of other men deal with. And that's depression. The stereotype of depression is you're sat in the corner, you're crying, you're miserable, you don't know what to do with yourself. You don't shower, you know what I mean? Like that's like the stereotype of depression. And I've realized, lads, that isn't even remotely what depression is. Depression comes in so many different forms. There's so many different ways. And after talking to a few people, after talking to a professional, talking with friends, it's one of those things where you start realizing, like, I have depression. I don't know if any of you lot have ever noticed this in your lives, but there'll be times where, like, I could be doing anything. It doesn't matter what it is. Normally when I'm like by myself, it happens a lot. and you just get this like wave of sadness that just comes over you, and you don't know where it came from, you don't know what triggered it, you don't know why, you have no idea what it is, but it will grab hold of you for like half an hour, 2 hours. Sometimes it doesn't go away till you go to sleep and wake up in the morning. You can't explain it, you don't know what it is, and you try your best to like throw it off and act like it's nothing. But I know after like talking to people and stuff, it's depression. And it's difficult to even come to the conclusion, because I'm a very stoic, I'm a very strong-minded person. I believe I was gifted from God with like the ability to deal with stuff, but I'm still human, innit? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think what the problem is with the way men are portrayed and the way we're made, maybe even biologically, admitting you're weak or you're in a moment of weakness is the most difficult thing to do as a man. Like I can't think of anything more disturbing, which is maybe what's the problem, than somebody looking across and going, yeah, that's going on with him. He's weak, innit? Or like wow, but he can't even deal with that. And I think that's the thing, that's the toughest part about it. But I need to admit it to myself now. Do you know what I mean? Because if I don't admit it to myself, then how am I ever going to get better, or how am I going to get through it? And I know the reason why, and that will be why I'll tell my story separately, because it will probably get too emotional, and it'll probably be something I'll have to do not live, because there'll probably be editing, there'll be times, you know what I mean, and I'll have to stop, cut, whatever. So I'll tell the story, which will make a lot more sense as to why I feel the way I do. But yeah, guys, I don't know if anybody else suffers with that, if anyone feels that way, but just random waves of sadness that'll just come over me at any time. It can be triggered by a movie, an advert, a song, bad news, a memory, a photo popping up in my phone, anything, you know, like it can be anything. And then you can't control it. You just got to ride it out. You've literally just got to ride out. And like I said, sometimes just go sleep and wake up in the morning, and you feel a bit better in the morning, and you start your day again. But yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. And like I said, I'm a pillar of strength within my family as well. So the worst part is, if they see me weak, then they don't feel like they've got support. They don't feel like, because I'm the one that's normally lent on. And if I'm not there to be lent on, what happens to the structure of the family? Do you see what I'm saying? And that burden also makes it difficult to let people see your weakness. So yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't know if any of you lot have ever.
Mine is more anxiety, bro. I think there was once I had to go hospital. I'm never ill. I'm always fit and just running around. But I think it was more tired, wear and tear. And I had to go hospital. I had a panic attack. I had to go hospital. And then when I came out, I was in there for a week, because obviously they got to check you through and make sure you're all good and blah, blah, blah. And then got it all clear, come out. And then I didn't want to be in the house on my own for time. Like, I just remember like sitting there going, yo, if no one's in the house, I might crash out. I might just panic. But it was because of the experience that led to a traumatic experience that made me feel like, no, I couldn't. So it took me ages and ages and ages. So I don't know if depression had to do anything with it, but it was more anxiety for me. And then it took me, I don't mean months and months and months. I had to start like doing painting. I had to start reading. I had to start doing little things to kind of get my mind a bit focused, watching certain videos. And then I had to go, and I went, I can't remember the class I had to go to, but yeah, I had to go to a class. It was a group, and it was a group session. They were just talking about different things that you can help with anxiety when you're feeling that, when you can count or touch, smell. I can't remember the steps you have to go through, but there's a step you have to do to kind of bring you back sense, to go, nah, you're good. There's nothing wrong. And I remember for time, 6 months, 8 months, probably even to a year. And I didn't want to be on my own at all in the house. I just wanted to chill with people, and I always wanted to be around people. And then obviously I had to try and break out of that. So I had to try and find a different way. And like, I used to have to say like, look, no, you guys go and let me just chill, so I could mentally break that block for myself to get over it. And then eventually got over it little by little. But even sometimes, even now, sometimes it still dawns on me like, yo, I'm in the house on my own. But obviously I'm doing stuff, or I'm online doing videos with you, with you guys, or just doing videos on the channel in general. So that's kind of a distraction. But when that stops, then I'm like, yeah, I'm on my own again. And that sometimes bring back that mindset or the feeling of what it used to be. Like, I don't think it's as bad as it was then, but it's still, there's resonance in there still of like just not wanting to be on my own. And I don't know if that leads into like a bit of depression and the same thing. Maybe that's the reason why sometimes it comes over you. You're thinking and you're like, I don't have no one here right now to share that with or have a conversation with where I can just get it off my chest, someone to kind of speak to. So I don't know if that could help you as well. But yeah, man, the anxiety stuff, like when I first heard about it, and I'm like, anxiety, bro, what? Like, nah, man, I'm good, because I running around playing sports, doing different bits and pieces, and then realizing, I'm not superhuman. Actually, I actually got things that I need to kind of deal with, and I need to speak and don't bottle things up. That's my thing. I don't do it as much, but obviously my missus might say something different. I probably still do a little bit of it, but I tend to like take the weight of the world, and then I would have like a day where I just like moan around different like simple things. And I'm like, I don't want to be, because I'm always trying to be happy-go-lucky. I just want to be happy. So when I'm like crashing out on simple things, I'm like, it's not me, but it's irritating me because I think I've bottled it up. And then when you say about the pillar being a pillar of your family, I think the same with me in terms of from my side of my family. It's literally like every time something goes wrong, they come to, like, I need to be involved in it for some reason. Like, they come to me with, oh, but this, and I can't believe this has happened, and them two are arguing, and I'm like, bro, I got a life as well. Like, you guys are grown-ass people. Can you not just sort this out? Why do you need me to be the mediator? And then I realized, oh, nah, I am the pillar in the family. I am, which is bad, because I can't remember what I was reading once, and they said like they shouldn't put that much pressure on you, because they think that you can take more than what you can, because you're the one that always seems to look the strongest, be the strongest. You always, so all of them just think, I can go to him and offload, and he can deal with it. But you don't get that same space to go, yo, how are you today, man? How are you truly feeling today? What, is there anything bugging you? And sometimes I might not. Sometimes it's like minor stuff, but sometimes I just want to talk about something. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just like you just asking the question. So yeah, I'm fully with you, bro. No, I don't think I've had the depression side, but I don't know. As you're explaining it, because it comes in different forms. But I definitely know I went for anxiety. 100% know that. But yeah, that's
anxiety. Anxiety is horrible.
Yeah,
anxiety is mad. Like, I don't think there's many things worse than like trying to motivate yourself to do something that an anxiety just builds up and builds up. And what anxiety makes you put things on a pedestal. And then once you put something on a pedestal, you start like doubting that you can even get it done. Do you get what I'm saying? And then you start. So the crazy thing is, and you know what you were saying, like about how like when you was going through the anxiety, did you have anybody that you felt you could trust with you being in that vulnerable state? Like somebody where you could be like, you're not going to judge me. You're not going to think less of me. You're not going to look down on me. Like, did you have some? Because I think that's what a lot of men worry about. Like, they don't have that person to trust with that vulnerability.
No, my missus, man, she's a rock, bro. So when I was going through it, she just kind of it's like, even sometimes you're like, yo, just relax, man. Like, why don't you? But she was there to make sure I knew she was there for me, and I was calm for that. So I'd always be appreciative for that. And then the rest of the family, to be fair as well, I think from her side, and then my mom as well, obviously massive in that side as well. Even my sister as well, as soon as they know. So they knew, like, if they, like what you said, once they're like, oh, if he's not okay, something's completely wrong with the world. If he's not strong, something is wrong. The world is ending now because he's not. So they turned up. They turned up when I needed them, to be fair, man. So I had people around me that kind of do it. And you asked a great question, because some people don't even have that. Some people don't have that pillar of, oh, I'm going through this. Who can I lean on in this moment? Who can really like be on my side that I can share and open up about certain things, and they won't just judge me off the bat. So it's mad, innit? It's mad.
Yeah. No, it is, man. And I think the one thing that I struggle with personally, and again, I know these are habits I need to like get out of, because these are habits that I've collected based on how the society has told me I'm supposed to be, the way I was raised, whatever it may be. But I need to get out of the habit of like worrying about looking weak in the moment. Does that make
Right.
so? Like,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
I go to somebody, like, even if I go to T, who's one of the people I trust more than anybody on this whole planet, there's still going to be a part of me where I know he ain't judging me, he's here for me, and I'm still like, should I tell him? Do you get what I mean? Because it's just that moment of like, it's just anyone who's not a man won't understand. And again, remember, I know that the things we're talking about applies to everybody, but we're just concentrating on men because this is the month of men. But like, there's just something so difficult about being a pillar of strength and then turning around and going, I can't hold the ship up today, you know, guys, because you feel guilty. You feel like you've done something wrong. You feel like you're making a mistake. It's so weird. It's the weirdest thing ever. You know what I mean? And then shame, I guess. I don't know if anybody thinks they're like that. You feel like there's going to be shame attached to it. Like, what? You feel like that? Man up, man. What's wrong with you? Do you get what I'm saying? And remember, we're not even just talking about children and men, women and older. We're talking even men. Like, we even do it to each other. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we like, man up, man. So come on, man. What's wrong with you, bro? Come on, man. You know, we do it to each other. It's not even just about women and children and everyone else who thinks about it. We do it to ourselves. Do you know what I'm saying? We do it to each other. And I think, is it a stereo? Is it something we can get out of? Is it just biological? Can we get out of it? Can we find a way for men to be able to be weak without being deemed weak? If that makes sense.
You know what? I think there's the men's mental health, and then there's the black, you know, then there's the black man's mental health.
Yeah.
Like there's a you know, there's a huge stereotype in terms of how black men are like judged. How we're perceived. And again, like, you know, we can have honest conversations now because we're experienced, we're older. But imagine trying to have this conversation in your teens or like in your 20s, like you wouldn't even think about even having this conversation because people think, nah, you know what, is you know, like he's weak, and it's kind of something that we kind of have to try and smash that, you know, that kind of stereotype. But of course, it kind of comes from us trying to teach our kids, our nieces, our like nephews, our like young black boys to say, look, like it's cool to like not feel okay, whatever the reason is, and like it doesn't make you weak. You know what? It's the opposite. It makes you stronger, because literally later on you will like know how to communicate. You will actually know how to express your feelings in a way which is not aggressive, where it's not quote unquote violent. And you know, if you're shouting, it's not because of how we look like or whatever stereotype people want to bottle us up in. It's because you are feeling a certain way. So there's like different types of branches in terms of men's like mental health, and you know, it's about, you know, for like us anyway. Oh well, for me personally, it's literally about, you know, being open and honest about my own journey, and of course letting other black men of my generation to actually know, you know, it's cool to, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, it's kind of cool to feel, you know, like a little bit stuck or literally like a little bit down, or if you want to cry, it's cool. Like no one's gonna judge you any, you know, any like different.
I hear it, man. I'm gonna bring in another guest we have while we just take a little quick second, and I wanna big up John as well. Appreciate you, my bro. John has just gifted 5 memberships, guys. Big up yourself, John. And for anyone who's received one of those, please make sure you thank John as well, man. Long time support of the channel. Big up yourself, John, as always, man. Appreciate it. Harold, big up, man. Welcome, my bro. Nice to meet you.
Good evening, guys.
Good evening, man.
Good evening, man.
Dean, I'll come to you next, obviously, and then I'll come to Harold afterwards. How do you deal with going through stresses and tribulations, bro? And is there any story that you want to share that you think could help people?
Well,
Yeah. Who you talking to? Sorry.
No, Dean. Sorry, Dean.
Oh,
Dean,
sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, what's it? I shared my story about that was only half the story on my channel once, yeah. But yeah, I was going through it, bro. What's it? My nan died in 2023, Christmas Eve, yeah. And like she is the pillar of the family, you get me? So
Yeah.
she's Miss Canning Town. Everyone knows that all my brethren, all my cousins' brethren can go there anytime without us. You get me? Just go there. Nanny will sort you out, get you whatever you need. You can stay there, anything, you get me? So yeah, she died in Christmas Eve, yeah, and then after that, me and my cousin, like, we just kept on, we were just in a bad place, drinking, madness, you get me? It was just, well, we went such a low, it was a low spot, you get me? And then I think it was March the next year, 2024, I was in the gym. Yeah, and then my chest just started hurting. I thought, what's going on? It was hurting so much, I thought I was having a heart attack, bro. And then they called the ambulance. Lucky I had this woman there. She got there, she saw what was going on and whatnot. Ambulance come, rushed me to, St. Bart's. Bro, I had what's it called? I had my aorta. It's like a vein going into my heart, tore open, you get me? So there was blood coming out of my vein, you get me? And what's meant to be going to my heart, you get me? So they got me in, they said, we need to operate straight away, otherwise you could be dead within that half hour. Madness, you get me? So operated, successful, but the drugs they gave me, bro, that sent me crazy. I had a few, what's it called? Yeah, strokes. I had a few strokes, and then they put me in a coma for about a week because every time I come out, I was going mad. I didn't know what was going on. I was just delusional. I had delirium. I was seeing things. I didn't know what was going on, bro. I didn't even know I was in hospital. You get me? I didn't know what was going on. I was, brother. Like, I can tell you, there was someone that every day I'm seeing things, bro. It was mad. Like, I can't. Bro, when they tell you that, bro, I couldn't believe what was going on. Like, people tell me there's no one there. I can see someone at the edge of my bed, and someone tell me there's no one there. I'm thinking, what are you talking about? He's there, can't you see it? You get me? I was in the hospital for 3 months, yeah, and then finally I got out here, but I couldn't even walk. When I come out of hospital, I couldn't walk, couldn't do nothing, bro. You get me? Couldn't do nothing, can't do nothing myself. And that, I felt vulnerable, you get me? I felt mad vulnerable because, like Enz and you said, bro, I'm like the pillar in my family. Like, I'm the oldest grandson. You get me? I'm the oldest one. So all my cousins always look up to me. Anything going on in the family, they go to me, you get me? So, and obviously I've got 3 kids as well. And they're not kids, they're big people, you get me? So just felt vulnerable. And then when I came out of hospital, I thought, I can't go through that again. I said, that's madness. I didn't know where I was and whatnot. So I told the woman, she said, nah, you should be all right. And then obviously I've come out now. And then through the year, you're going back to and from the hospital, checks, whatever, doing whatever they got to do. And then one time I went there and they said, yeah, if you found something, you're going to have the operation again. Because the first operation was to save my life, you get me? This time they have to take something out and put something out. I thought, oh my God. So I'm thinking, nah, man, I can't. In my head, I'm thinking, I can't go through that again. That's madness. I nearly died. It's crazy. So, but this time it's planned, isn't it? This time it's not an emergency, so it's planned. Went there, got it done. This was obviously months later. Got it done. In hospital for about 3 months. Not 3 months, about a month this time. Come out, everything's cool, nice. And then, bro, this is where the story ended on my what's it called? My platform.
On your channel.
People don't know the rest. From that, remember the first day of the season, Liverpool against Bournemouth. First game of the season, yeah. That morning, yeah, I went to hospital to my checkup, got back, went to my mum's, went upstairs, and then I felt weird. Just felt weird. Next minute, no, I must have collapsed. You get me? Mum rang ambulance, come, rushed me to the hospital again. I got a big blood clot over my heart, bro. It's mad. So They brought me in there, and then I had a different surgeon this time. And this guy came up to me. He's a bit of a prick here. This guy here. He came up to me, bro. I wanted to punch him. I ain't gonna lie. I'm watching football. I'm watching Liverpool. This is night. I'm watching Liverpool. Right? I'm thinking, and Liverpool's stressing me out. It's 3-2 now. Yeah, I'm getting happy. It's 4-2. He gets that just when we scored to make it 4-2. Now I'm happy. Now you get me. You come downstairs. Yeah, you need to have a. Bro, this is the way he broke the news. So yeah, you need to have an operation now. We need to bring you in right now. He went to me. You might die. There's a strong possibility you'll die. I thought, you don't tell a man that. And then next minute he's wheeling me down, not even give me time to process it or nothing. And I thought, raw, that's not how you tell. Like before, when I had the surgery before, they'll tell you everything first, and they said, right, there is a possibility that we're here. But that's the first thing he said to me. I thought, raw, and then straight into surgery. You get me? So had the surgery anyway. Got out of surgery. Now I'm in the hospital now, just recovering. But as I'm recovering, bruv, like it felt like someone stabbed me on my side. I'm sitting there talking to my kids. Felt like someone stabbed me. It felt crazy, bro. My lung collapsed. Madness, bro. I thought, what is going on, bro? And then, anyway, let me just cut it short because a woman came around to talk about what's it, mental health and whatnot. And I said to her, like, it's crazy because I thought I was finished with this. You told me after the second operation, I was done. So you mean to tell me now this can happen anytime? So I could be at home by myself. And if I wasn't at home that day, if I was at home by myself that day and I collapsed, I won't be here now. So I felt mad vulnerable. It was crazy. The feeling I had, like all my life, I've always been in control of what I'm doing. I'm physically strong, mentally strong, and a split second, that's all gone, bro. My personality's changed. I was that guy. Anything's going on, go to Dean. You get me? Now I'm feeling vulnerable. I don't like what En said. I didn't want to be by myself. I couldn't be by myself, bro. I didn't trust myself being myself by myself. I thought to myself, this can happen again. If I'm at home, like, and all I'm thinking is not even me if I'm dying or not. It's thinking if my kids come around and they find me dead, that's mad. That's what I cared about. If my kids find me like that. And that. Even when they took me down to the surgery, I'm thinking, bro, am I gonna? Like, my kids don't even know what's going on because I was rushed to hospital. Said, you're telling me I can die. My kids don't even know what's going on. It's mad, bro. So yeah, when I come out, I had to go and do some counselling every week. It was like not counselling, but it's what En says in a group. It's a group thing we was doing,
group therapy.
And I'm the youngest one there. That's what made me feel mad.
Same.
I'm the youngest one there. It's crazy, bro, because like all the people that on my ward, bro, what made it worse? There's every time you're seeing people, that one's not there no more. This one's not there. People are dying.
Yeah.
Like the same operations I had, bro. People are dying on my ward, bro. Just every minute, every day, someone's gone. I'm thinking in my head, because I'm not processing things, I'm thinking they going home. So only when I got home and I recovered, people were telling me, no, that man was dying. You get me? And then I'll get home now. Obviously, I've got a big family, a big support. This is what I'm saying. A lot of people ain't got what I got, because even when I was in hospital, there was a guy opposite me, He was time for him to go home, right? And the nurse says, right, who can I call? He says, I've got no kids. I've been living by myself for 30 years. He ain't got no wife. He had no one to call, bro. And he just had the same operation as me, bro. Like, and I thought to myself, raw. I'm lucky I got a family and I got a network of people. Because, bro, if this happened to someone who ain't got a network of people, I don't know where they'll be. And I know there's a lot of men going through, because I see them in hospital. There's a lot of men going through it. There's a guy next to me that he was in hospital at the same thing as me, but he didn't want to leave because he had nowhere to go. They're telling him he's got to go where, but he's saying, I've got nowhere to go. So they couldn't throw him out, but that's what I'm saying. There's people in these situations, bro, and they've got nothing, bro. I'm lucky I've got a strong family around me. I've got my kids. I've got a lot of people I can rely on, but, bro, it was a lonely place. When you feel like you're that sort of guy that's strong, never needed to rely on no one, to go from not relying on no one, now you need people, because my memory's gone. When I was in hospital, my memory's gone. I can't even remember certain things. You get me? Even now,
yeah.
I'll be talking. My vocab's gone. My that simple words I forget.
Would that have been one of the effects of the stroke? Do you think maybe because sometimes
Yeah.
that can happen when you have a
Yeah,
stroke,
bro.
isn't it?
The stroke took away a lot of my vocab, a lot of my memories, and like I just like forget things, bro. It's crazy, bro. Even now, I'm trying to read more to get my vocab up and my memory because, bro, I'm telling you, there's a lot of people. I didn't realize how much people are in this situation until you go to hospital and you see the wards. You get me? It's crazy, bro. And I urge anyone that's going through that, go and speak to someone, because when you get home, bro, like I've got this thing in my chest here. It's like I can hear it ticking all the time. And if you go quiet, bro, it sounds like it's boom, 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 boom. So if you're just sitting there thinking, that's all you can hear, bro. And there's people that's just, bro, that just hearing that is crazy, bro. All day you can hear tick, 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 tick. And then if you ain't got no one to talk to, bro, that can eat at you at night, bro. Because when it gets to night time, that's when I first come to hospital, when I got to night, when it gets to night time, you're thinking, raw, what if I go to bed and I don't wake up? Them sort of thoughts will start coming out, bro. And then, yeah, bro, it's mad, bro. But I implore anyone, like, don't worry about the stereotyping. Go and talk to someone if you need to talk to someone. Don't, these things you can't bottle up, man. It's real out here, bro, because there's a lot of people dying, bro. And it's a lot of men. There's no women on the ward. It was just men. You get me?
Both of them.
I mean, you know, first of all, big up your damn self for telling us that story, bro. I really appreciate you sharing something so personal, and also big up for even getting through it. Do you know what I'm saying? Because, like you said, it will break a lot of people, man. It really would. Do you feel like the group therapy definitely helped? Was that one of them?
Yeah, bro.
Because I know, especially as black men, but just as men in general, I think therapy, like, I've never done therapy, and I think it is because I always think, I don't need a stranger to tell me about my life. Like, this is weird, but like, I guess that's the problem, right? Maybe I've got issues that I should go and speak to a therapist about and get their help from. So you definitely
feel not therapy. Drifty is not therapy. See how we look at therapy? We think, because that's what I thought when the woman said to me, "I've got a therapy session." I'm thinking, therapy? You're mad. Me telling people my stuff, my business. That's mental to me. I'm thinking, you got Sopranos. You're thinking, nah, that's not me. I'm there sitting to a woman opposite me, judging me, go back to her family laughing. No. No. It's completely. I went to the first one I went to, just to see what's going on. Because I said, all right, I'm not going again. I'm just gonna go and see what it's about. I'm not gonna go again. Went there, bro, and it was like people told their story, and I thought, bro, that sounds like my sort of story.
Do you know what it felt like as well? People are going through some stuff. You didn't realize people are going through stuff.
Yeah, you don't want no one to go through stuff here, but if you feel comfort, you're thinking, oh yeah, cool.
I'm not the only one. Yeah, I'm not the only one.
Yeah, bro. You know, like on a much smaller scale, you know, like when we were younger, and at the end of the lesson, the teacher would say, "Does anyone not understand? If you don't, put your hand up now." And you'd always feel embarrassed to be the one that'll put. So no one would put their hand up. But then afterwards, if you spoke to someone leaving, you'd be like, "Oh, so you don't get it," and so nobody get, and then you feel better about yourself. But you start wondering, why didn't anybody put their hand up? Why didn't anybody put that? You know what I mean? But then you feel more comfort because you're like, "Oh, I'm not the only one." Because in that moment, you feel like you're the only one. You truly believe that you're the only one going through this issue. No one else is going to understand you. No one else is going to get it. And it's mad. It's mad. But I like hearing that the therapy helped, because it's something I have to consider in my life. Do you know what I mean? I have to think maybe one day I'm going to have to just be like, you know what? Let me go and talk to a professional who can maybe help me through these issues, because I don't want to keep getting random waves of sadness that just come over me every now and again. Do you know what I'm saying? And again, I know it's a bit harder to understand what I mean because I haven't told my story, but people will get it once I tell that story. But no, I appreciate you saying that, man. Big up, Dean, for saying that, man. I appreciate it. And I'm sure there's some people out there that have gone through something similar, man.
Yeah. Can I ask a question to Dean?
Yeah.
Dean, how are you doing today?
I'm good, bro. I'm truly, man, like this. I've started my channel once I come out of all this. You get me? So Obviously, it changes your personality a bit. I can't lie, because before I was a bit more uptight and just, I was a bit more. Now I just laugh everything off. I don't take nothing serious. I think to myself, bruv, because I've got high blood pressure as well, bruv. So it's not like you're stressing yourself out, bruv. Things ain't that deep. When you look at things, I've got a perspective of life now. I'm thinking, hold on. There was a time when I thought I wasn't going to make it. So you know what? Every day's a blessing now. That's how I look at things. I look at things completely different now.
You got to live by the day,
bruv. You woke up today.
Enjoy it.
There's a lot of people, like I said, man, on my ward, there was people not waking up. You get me? So you got to live life, man. You can't worry about things you can't control, man. And that's what that was my thing, worrying about things I can't control, bro. And I'm thinking, bro, that's just got to eat. If you let that happen, it will eat you away, bro. And then you're just there. You're just there worrying about something you cannot control. You get me? Just live your life, man. Serious. That's what I tell everyone. Live your life, man. See, it ends. When I say live your life, I'm not just saying it as a gimmick, bro. I'm telling you,
I know.
Live your life, man. You get me?
And it's always a worry in it, because as a pillar of your family and as a man, as the man of the house, so they say, or whatever, you always worry about letting people down. I think that's the other thing. So like where you should be thinking about yourself in that moment, because obviously like self-preservation is like a human instinct. There's still something within us where we're like, especially you being a father, where you're like, no, forget about me. How are my children gonna feel like when this happens? How's my mom gonna take this? Like, like how they always say, like, you're supposed to bury your mom's not supposed to bury you and stuff like that. So you've got all of the worries of like, right now you could be dying, but you don't even care about you dying for you. You're caring about you dying for everybody else. You feel like you're letting everyone down. You're gonna leave people behind. Now everybody's gonna be upset. I don't know about you lot, but it's one of those things where I know it sounds very morbid, but I would rather everybody died before me, because I feel like I'd rather take the weight of that than I'm the one leaving someone else with that pain. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like it's better I take on the pain and I lose everyone, more so than I go and then I leave that pain with someone else. It's like a weird kind of, you know what I mean?
The only way I can have that, I cannot let my kids can't die before me. That will kill me. That will kill me. My kids cannot die before me. That's one thing I can't do. I wouldn't know how to deal with it. I wouldn't know. My kids have to bury me. My kids have to bury me.
Yeah, true.
I don't know how I'll be able to bury my kids, bro. That will kill me.
You know, I have a slogan for my kids. I have 4 young boys, and I have a slogan for them because they see me as their super dad, Superman. And I always say, even Superman has to sleep. You know, you can do everything they want and everything they ask, but in the end, you have to get some sleep, not to break and not to fall down. So, you know, you can think you're Superman, but in the end, you have to take care of yourself.
Yeah, very, very true, man. I mean, once again as well, welcome, Harold. Obviously, nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Is there any kind of particular story that you think could be helpful to any of the men out there?
Yeah, well, almost 3 years ago, you know, I have a riding school farm with horses, and together with my wife, and I was feeding the horses, and I cut myself with a knife, opening a package of hay, and I got a bacteria in my arm. And at first there was nothing wrong. 2 days later, I was fighting for my life because the bacteria transformed into a meat-eating bacteria. Wow. And it went inside my arm. Normally, you can see it on the outside. You know, your fingers are getting black or your toes are getting black. But now the inside of my arm went black, and I didn't know what it was because I went into a coma, and my wife drove me to hospital. And after an hour, or maybe hour and a half, they grabbed a knife and cut my arm open to see what's inside because I was screaming like a pig. And the only thing I was yelling was, "Get it out! It hurts! Get it out!" And they grabbed a knife and they cut my arm open, and they saw the bacteria, and then everything went really fast, and I got rushed into a second hospital, and They operated me. I had 48 stitches on the outside and 6 on the inside, and they cleaned my whole underarm. And the doctor said to me, "Well, if you had waited for 2 or 3 hours, you would have been dead, because the bacteria was eating its way up to my arm, and it was my left arm, so it was almost near my heart. And your heart is a muscle, so they're eating muscles and fat tissue and skin tissue. So they said, well, if you have waited for 2 or 3 more hours, the bacteria will be at your heart and you will be dead." So that's my story. And when I laid in hospital, I was thinking about my life, and I didn't even knew I was dying. Only after the surgeon said, you almost died here, and I could save my arm. They saved my arm, and and I live in Holland, and every year only 900 people suffer from this bacteria, and from the 900, when you look at the numbers, 2 of the 5 are dying, 2 of the 5 are losing an arm or a leg, or maybe 2 arms or 2 legs, and 1 in 5 are living and without any damage except a few stitches. And I was 1 of the 5. So I was really, really lucky. And it made me think about my life and what I've been doing. And the company we have is really busy. I can work between 80 and 100 hours a week, and there's still more work left. Back in the days, I started my second company more on the natural healing stuff, using herbs instead of medicine, busy with food, and just looking at what can I do to get myself, and in first place, our horses, how can I help them to get rid of some, mental or body issues. And then I got the accident, and when I was in the hospital, I thought to myself, I went through a needle, and I need to change things. And at this very moment, we're going to sell the riding school. It's almost finished, the sale, and we're going to go through with herbs and the advising company, and it's less intensive, and I can use my arm now for a short period of time, and only short-term strength, and that's how it is. And you have to sometimes make decisions. And what I learned from that day was you got to live by the day. And what I said, even Superman has to rest and has to sleep. And you can be strong, you can be the dad everybody wants you to be, but in the end, it was a small accident. I'm always working outside. I'm working with animals. I'm cutting myself almost every week, and even when you go with a piece of paper through your hands, and you can cut yourself, and it's a common thing. And I was in a, it was really a bad day that day, and you got to live by the day, and you got to get everything out of your life, because in the blink of an eye, you're dead.
Yep.
The time span with me was about, from the beginning when it started was until the surgery was maybe 4 hours.
Wow, that quick.
Yeah.
So the bacteria was actually spreading that quickly that within about maybe 7 hours you could have been dead.
Yeah.
Wow. Damn,
yeah.
Man.
And
did you, from a mental point of view, bro, is there any lasting effects? Did you have to have any kind of therapy? Was anyone you had to talk to? How did you deal with the
Yeah, my doctor called me afterwards, and he said, well, we have someone at our place who you can talk to. And I did, But during my time in hospital, I was in hospital for a week, and did that more and more surgery to clean my muscle and clean my skin tissue. And after 4 or 5 days, they closed the wound and gave me the stitches. And for me, the best thing that could happen was I was in a coma, and I don't remember anything of what happened in the hospital. The first moment I knew was when I was lying in the ambulance going from hospital A to hospital B, and I had a really nice nurse in the ambulance, and because the bacteria could get out of my arm because they cut open my arm, and the fact they gave me a lot of morphine, I made a big compliment to the nurse, because I said, if every ambulance has such a nice nurse on it, I want to be transported by the ambulance every day. And that's the first moment I remembered. And the 1.5, 2 hours before that, I don't even remember. So thinking about that, I thought, well, I can be depressed by the fact it happened to me, but the one who got depressed was my wife, because she saw me dying in her arms.
Yeah.
And I think that's the difference. And so if you can't remember what happened to you, you're just lucky. You can step over it more easy than my wife went into a burnout, and she was really depressed, and she's getting better now, and she has her faith, and she believes in God, and she's praying a lot, and that's helping her a lot, and that's why she came out of it. And I helped her a little bit with my herbs and the food, and all together we survived, and we're doing great now. And that's what it is. You got to look after yourself and after your family, and you're vulnerable, as you said, and you can be Superman, but in a blink of an eye, you're not Superman anymore.
Yeah,
and you're done.
I think that as men, that is always the worry, isn't it? We don't want to admit we need sleep, we need help, we need rest.
We always need help.
You know what I mean?
Only for the outside world, you have to be strong, but you can be strong for your family, but you are strong when you can ask for help. And I said to a person about a month ago, no, it was 2 months ago, there was a patient of me who came to me and said, well, it's a girl of 19, and she said, I'm really depressed. I don't want to go out. I have a trip from school, and I'm going to Germany, and I don't like it, and I don't want to go. And she was crying, and 19 years old, and she was female. But I said, why are you crying? Why are you doing this to yourself? And she said, well, I don't want to go. I'm that depressed. And my doctor says, well, just go outside to the fields and watch the sun and the bees and the butterflies and enjoy life. And that's how doctors nowadays are handling mental issues, not even with men, but also with women. And I gave her an advice. And a month later, I called her mom and said, how's she doing? And she started crying. And she said, well, she's singing again. She's whistling again. She's the girl I knew who she was. And she went to the trip to Germany, and she had the best time of her life.
Beautiful.
So you always have to look after yourself.
Yeah, no, you do.
Always.
You do. And I think again, like what you said about the stereotype of black men not going for help too. I think another stereotype of black men in general, but definitely black men, is we don't go to the doctors.
Yeah.
Like I must that like we're like, nah, man, I'll be all right. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's cultural, the way we were raised, but yeah, like we don't do it. We just don't go, it'll be all right. It'll fix itself, or I can live with it, or whatever the case may be. And I think that's another issue that we got to try and change. Even myself, I'm guilty of it. I'm actually guilty of it. There's so many times when I'll be like, I'll be all right. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'll be fine. You know what I'm saying?
But at the end of the day, when you look into the mirror and you look at yourself and you you know, I once said to a person, you know, I'm always saying what I'm thinking, and it's not always good for me or good for the person in front of me. But I once said to somebody, you know, in my eyes, you're a real man when you can cry, and when you can express yourself. And you know, in my family, there's depression. My mom is depressed almost all of her life, and I didn't want it to happen to me or to my brother. And I said, you know, when I'm sad or when I'm miserable, I want to talk about it. And right now, as how I'm standing into life, I think I'm a real man, because when I want to cry, I will cry. When I want to smile, I'll smile. You know, it doesn't matter what anybody thinks of me. You know, when I'm feeling depressed, I'm going to my wife, so I just need a hug and I want to cry. Or even 5 minutes for 5 minutes or 2 minutes, doesn't matter. If you want to cry, you have to cry.
Yeah, I mean, do you know what? I actually love that, because I'm gonna ask you a lot of question on that. Big up Jackie's as well, man. I appreciate you, my bro. Big up for the super chat, bro.
Big up.
And big up to everyone in the comments as well, who's obviously talking about stories and things, man. Big up to all of you lot. To Enz and Harold, especially because you two both mentioned it. I think it's amazing that you actually have partners who you can trust, because that's one of the other things that I personally struggle with, and I know a lot of men struggle with, is if I show this weakness to my woman, is this going to change the way she thinks about me? Because unfortunately, a lot of the times it can. So that's always the worry, that you're like, I'm her strength, I'm her protector. If I show weakness, who's she got to look up to? And that's always the worry you have as a man. So first of all, big up you guys, partners, for actually being the type of women who allow you lot to express yourself. But is there any advice you would give to people who are worried about that fear of being vulnerable? Is it just is it a silly fear that doesn't exist, or is it a real thing?
There's only one word possible to answering that: communication. The only word there is. Just start talking to your woman and say, you know, woman, listen up. Can I, you know, I have to be a strong man, and everybody wants me to be a strong man, but I have my issues. Can I come to you and talk about it? That's the only thing you can do. And when she's saying no, I don't want you to, I don't want to listen to you, then you can go to a doctor or a psychiatrist or something. But at first, when you want to test, you know, I'm an entrepreneur. I have 2 businesses at the moment. I'm working 100 hours a week. I got to have a good backup, and the backup is my wife. And when she's working, I have to be her backup. And when that's not okay, you have to discuss about it. Make it a point in a discussion and say, well, listen up. You know, I'm always your backup, but can you back me up? And the only thing to get there is communication.
Nah, you're right, Harold, man, because similar to any like endeavors that I want to try, there's something, sometimes I get bored and I want to try something new and see, can I be good at this particular thing? And she'll give me the room to go and try and be my best and put my best foot forward. And I think it's just about trusting it, open up and see. Yeah. Like, that's the most you can do. You can trust the other person and go, look, this is how I'm feeling. As I said when I started the conversation, I said I'm a person that massively bottles things up. And she gave me the room to really go, like, you need to stop doing that. You need to you should just tell me. And that's because obviously drilling in yourself, like, but I'm the man. I'm into this kind of just take all the hits from everywhere and I'll just keep it. But you can't do that as a man. You've got to be able to have an environment where you can express and say, and I'm not great at doing it yet, but I've been better at doing it. So if there's something that's going to be bugging me, I'll try my best to express it. And then and it's then down to them to go, okay, let's fix this. Or if not, I know I'll bottle it. And then there's going to be days where I'm like, I've seen enough. And then I crash out about certain things. And then that's not good for anyone. Not good for me, not good for them. So for now, like, I try and express, like, if there's certain things, like, I'm a neat freak and I like my house in a certain way. So I'll be like, guys, can we make sure? And normally before I'd be like, so no one, and then bottle all of that up and then one day I'll just explode, and then it's not good for anyone. So
Yeah.
I think trusting the person and seeing how they receive the information, see if they give you the backing that you need, and if they do, great. Then you have nothing to worry about. But I think as men, we need to just stop thinking the world is against us at points, but we need to stop thinking that the people close to us are against us as well. Trust them, and if they don't give you, if they give you the reason not to, then they've given you. And like what I said, then you can go out and speak to someone else. They speak to a doctor, psychiatrist, whatever. But you have to be able to trust the people around you, because if you can't trust them, who else are you gonna trust? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and I commend your partners as well for giving you that safe space, because I'm not here to quote unquote shit on anyone who I've ever been in a relationship with, anything like that. I'm not here to do any of that, but I've never felt fully 100% like, yes, I can be completely vulnerable here, and this isn't going to change the way you think about me or backfire on me or be weaponized against me at some point, or do you know what I mean, or anything like that. So shout out to your partners for allowing you lot to feel that way, because it must be a very, very nice place to be, where you have this moment of like, and again, I'm not saying that the people I've shared my life with haven't let me feel like I can express myself. I've just never fully felt like, you know, if there's just that one thing nobody knows, and you're like, yeah, if I say this, it's gonna change the way. And it normally is about like for example, if you have like me personally, like I know people are gonna think this is like, what? I'm actually a naturally shy person, and I mean like really shy. And I've spent my whole life fighting against it. It's hereditary. Like the whole of my mum's side is like that, from my grand, my aunties, my mum, everybody. And I've spent my whole life fighting against it. And what makes it difficult when you suffer with shyness is you don't like confrontation, because obviously it gives you that like cringe feeling. It's like, it's hard to explain. Only people who are shy people will understand. So when you're going through certain things, the woman in your life might be like, why haven't you said something? Or why didn't you do this? And it isn't that you didn't want to, but in that moment, you had that like wave come over you. Do you get what I mean? And like you get this like weird feeling, and it's like, so you're not only fighting against whatever the problem is, you're fighting against your own demons of trying to fight against what it is. And it's tough. It is tough. I don't even know if that even makes sense to anybody who doesn't suffer from that or understand what like shyness is, but that's something that I've definitely found difficult to share with people.
Can I tell you a second story about me? I'm going deeper right now because you know, I'm now in my mid-40s, but when I was 19, I wanted to kill myself. I almost threw myself under a train, and you know, I was screaming for help, and nobody noticed it because of a little rumble in the family. And you know, at one night, I came down from my bed with my clothes on, and I almost stepped out of the door, and my father came to the hallway and said, "What are you going to do?" And I said, well, I don't want to live anymore. I'm throwing myself under a train because the train is coming in 10 minutes, and it was a 5-minute walk. So, you know, I'm done. I'm finished. And he grabbed my arm. I said, "You can come with me, and we're going to talk about it." And then I started to cry because I was bullied when I was younger, and I bullied a lot. And you know, I was a shy person. I was a fighter for justice. You know, there was a small group in my class bullying the others, and I couldn't cope with that. And then afterwards, I had a boss at my job who was bullying also, and then I collapsed. You know, I had a friend in my class who threw himself in front of the train when he was 15, and you know, it's an easy way to do it that way, but the shy person who I was back in the days, you know, I'm 27 years later, and people have to ask me to shut my mouth because I talk too much. But you know, the shy person is gone because of the experience we have in life, and you know, you can grow in your life. And the bullies who bullied me back in the days, You know, I can laugh about them right now because I have 2 companies and a good life and a nice family and 4 wonderful kids, and you know, they have nothing. They don't have a family. They don't have kids. You know, one of them is was in his late 20s. He got blind for 95%. You know, and you cannot say karma is a BITCH, but in the end, you think that way because they gave you a hard time back then, and you know, at this moment, I'm living my life and I'm doing great, and you know, I met Tabriz online, and we had a online meeting this afternoon, and you know, when I was a shy guy back in the day, I wouldn't have met Tabriz, and I wouldn't have met you guys, and you know, that's something you have to think about. What you can achieve, and you don't have to be a loudmouth, but you know, I always say I have respect for everybody until the person I'm watching doesn't respect me anymore. Then my respect is gone. But you know, doesn't matter what color your skin is. Doesn't matter if you're a believer in God, yes or no. You know, you have to respect everybody because we're all on this earth, and we got to live on this earth, and we got to do our life with the things we have. And you know, why bullying? You know, my oldest son is almost 9, and they're starting to bully at his school right now. And I had a conversation with him, and I said, why are they bullying? And that's a tough question for your almost 9-year-old.
Yeah.
And he said, well, you know, in the end, he said, I'm glad you talked about it, Dad, because now I know what you felt back in the days, and I don't want that. And you know, he's fighting for the good, and he's doing his own thing, and he's very smart. And yeah, you know, I think we're doing okay. But you know, I was also not self-confident and shy guy, and you know, when a beautiful woman came by, I always closed my eyes and looked the other way. And you know, I'm not the person to whistle to a woman, but you know, the shy guy isn't there anymore. And I think as shy as you are, you gotta at a certain point ask yourself, is this what I want to do, or do I want to make a step forward to make it easier for myself?
Yeah. No, 100%, bro. I mean, the only advice I can give to people, you know, like you said, how 2 people who were shy growing up, like when I was younger, the thought of like getting on the stage and doing like a play, I would cripple me with fear. Like absolutely cripple me with fear. And it's so weird. I've got people in my life. I remember when I told T that I was a shy person, he was like, shut up, whatever, bro. because he can't.
T was shy too. He didn't tell you, but T was shy too.
Yeah. But like, I think the only advice I can give to anybody who may be a bit younger and going through shyness to help you with it is everything that you think is going to go wrong, it won't. And you realize it's never as bad as you think it will be. And there's so much, as you were saying, anxiety that is attached to shyness as well. It's like, so the only thing I can say is, as life experience starts to teach you, it will never be as bad as you think it's going to be. Because shyness is always about fear. That's the number one. If I get up on that stage, everyone's going to laugh at me. If I chat to that girl, she's going to reject me. If I, you know, everything is just fear. And then as you get a little bit older, the only advice I can give is you just start realizing it will be all right, and it's never as bad as you think.
It's also 50%. You've already done 50% of the work. Even just being up there is 50% of the work, because anyone could have done it and they've chose not to. So that's already tells you where you put yourself. And then now it's just about going on there and execute it. Just go and do it, man. And you realize you're right. It's not as bad as you think it is.
This is when I realized the education system can actually work really well for you. Because you know, when I really felt like I got over my shyness is when I was in uni. And I had to keep doing, you know, at the end of your dissertation, and you've got to do your presentation. So you're doing about 5 or 6 presentations a year for 4 years. And that when you're a shy person, there's nothing more daunting than when you know it's you next. Like you're watching
lying.
people do their presentation and you're like,
Yeah.
I'm
judging
fit,
you.
for example. And you're like, okay, first, then the second part, and you're like, oh my God, there's only 2 more people to me. Oh my God, on it. And like one thing I will give credit to with the school system in that regard is they are giving you skills that can help, because I think that was one of the main things that made me realize, oh, it's never as bad as you think it's gonna be. It will be all right. Do you know what I'm saying? And being a man and being shy, you feel like, no, I'm not supposed to be like this. We talking about shyness is for children, not for men, grown men. I'm a grown man and I'm afraid to go in that room by myself because I'm shy and everyone's gonna look at me when I walk in. It's gonna be like, no, don't look at me, and like, you know what I mean? And you just start realizing, no, you know, once you walked in the room 2, 3, 4 times, start thinking, oh no, it's actually all right. And you know, no one even did turn around. And if they did turn around, they didn't think it. And that's the advice I get. It's never as bad as you think it will be. Do you know what I mean? But shyness is a very difficult thing as a man to deal with. It definitely is.
And there's also a question you can ask yourself: why wouldn't I?
That's true.
You know, that's a really good question for yourself when you look in the mirror and, for example, you're in a mirror and you want to go out and, you know, you don't want to because of the opinion of other people. And you got to ask yourself the question, why not? Why won't you go?
Yeah. Do you know, I'll tell you a story about shyness. There was once, like, I'm talking about before I met my missus. And I remember I went with a couple of friends, and when you're younger, you want to go into jewelry shops to look at jewelry that you potentially can buy one day. And I walked in and it was a beautiful girl there. And I remember, and none of us said nothing. Like, none of us was brave enough to say nothing. I walked out and I remember the guy saying, and it stuck with me forever. He's like, life is too short for you to think that she wouldn't have given you the time of day. Why didn't any of you guys say anything to her? And we all just looked at each other. Well, I don't know how they took the information, but for me, I was like, that would never happen to me again in life, where I decide I'm going to just keep my mouth shut. If there's something I want, I'm going after it. And then from that day, I've just gone, do you know what? Anything I want or anything I want to do, I'm going to give it my best. And I'm not going to be scared about what the outcome is. Because if I don't try, I fail. So I might as well try and see what happens. And if I fail, at least I know I tried. But some of us, we don't want to even try. We think there's no point. We're going to fail. Taking up on that YouTube, for an example, difficult thing to do, especially when you haven't got nothing behind you to kind of back you in the instance of doing it. You got to start from the ground up and work your way through. And then you're just like, yo, why did I try and put my face out there and speak to this many people at once? It's kind of crazy, isn't it? Like, because I know our faces. But if people in the chat, you don't know what their faces are unless they decide to put a profile pic. And if then, is it even them? Yeah. So even that is another thing of you trying to show, you know, be brave and put yourself out there and just express yourself. And some people are going to like it, some are not. So, yeah, man, anything in life, bro, you guys need to go after it, man. Just whatever it is, try. And if you fail, you fail. But at least you know you tried and give it your best. Instead of just sitting there going, nah, I can't do it. I don't think I'm going to be good at it, or I don't think I can. Nah, man, we can do it. Trust me, we can.
Do you know how hard it is for me to get into this YouTube because I'm Dutch and I have to speak English? You know how tough it is for me.
No, but your English is amazing, bro.
Yeah, well, thanks. Well, I've done a few lives the last couple of weeks, but now, you know, but that's also a thing, you know, a language barrier. You know. Yes, I'm talking more English and more German because of the company we have. But in the end, you have to do it. And the step forward to doing it can be a really tough one.
Yeah. No, I can imagine. I can definitely imagine, man. So
not for me, not at this moment. But, you know, a lot of people suffer from, you know, when you go to, for example, TikTok. And a lot of Dutch people will talking to the people in Dutch and won't go English because maybe they will stumble a little bit and fall, and you know, doesn't matter. And you know, I can make myself clear in English, and it's great, but it's not excellent. But you know, everybody's hearing me and they understand me, and that's the most important thing. So why won't you go online and do it in English?
Yeah. No, it's true. I mean, like I said, the best piece of advice I can give for anyone who suffers with with shyness is just it's never as bad as you think it's going to be. And like N said, when you leave, that regret might like because if I hadn't got over like all the stuff that I've been worried about and that anxiety and stuff, I wouldn't be here doing this. And I know a lot of people will hear me now and they'll be like, Drift, whatever, man. You're not shy. What the hell are you doing? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
but there'll still be moments in my life, like there'll still be moments in my life now where I have to like, I'm like, oh, there you go, there it is again. You are still here a little bit. It's like a warm feeling comes over you that controls your whole body, and you're like, you freeze up a little bit, and you're like, nah, I've got to shake this off. You know what I mean? You have to like, but it's just because you just keep telling yourself it will never be as bad as you think it will be if you just go for it, take the chance, and just do it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Can I tell you a really funny story? Because I told you at 19 I was depressed, and I always threw myself in front of
you know,
train.
I big up to you for actually getting through that, by the way, bro. Because I know suicide is a really, really like serious thing amongst men, especially. So appreciate you sharing that story with us.
How bad it is. Doesn't matter, because there's always someone who's trustworthy, and you can talk to him or her, and you don't have to kill yourself, because life's too short and life's too beautiful. And funny story, back in the days, I was depressed and I almost killed myself. And then it was, I think, 1998 or something. And when we have in Holland, we had a different coin than we have now. We have euros. Back in the days, we had our own coin. And one day I was 21 or 22 something. And I'm a horse type of guy, and always been all my life, and always watched horse racing. Back in England you have the races, for example, in Ascot, but in Holland you also have races with the carts behind the horse. And I went to the races all my life, and then at one day I did a little bit of betting, and there was a big jackpot on a certain game, and I told two of my friends, I'm going to fill in a ticket, and we'll see what happens. And back in the days, it was about maybe 25-30 pounds or something. And back in the days, we had the guilder, as we call it, and it was about 60-65 guilder. And my friend said, well, it's 20 guilders a person. We don't want to spend it. And you have your ticket. And we want to keep the 20 euro guilder, and then we can buy some drinks and stuff like that. In the end, I was the only person at the racetrack who won the jackpot. And the jackpot back in the day was about 100 grand.
Mad.
Oh, wow.
And I pulled it through. I said, I want this ticket. I have a good feeling about this ticket. And every big gambler was gambling 100 euros there, 200 euros there, and we only did it with 60 euros, 60 guilder, and we won the jackpot. But the only funny part was, my friends told me, well, you can have the ticket, it's too expensive, we don't want it. So, as shy as you are, 2 years before that, I wanted to kill myself, and then at that moment, I had 100 grand in my pocket.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And when you go through that kind of emotions, there was a guy I know almost all my life, and he threw me over his shoulder and he ran through the bar and was yelling and screaming because I won the jackpot. And even as depressed as you are 2 years before that, at that moment you're forgetting everything, and and it's not because of the money, because you made a step forward for yourself and said, well, I believe in this ticket and I want to do it. And if it's a loss, it's a loss, doesn't matter.
It's the hope. Yeah, it's the hope.
Yeah.
It gives you hope. It makes you realize that there can be good. Yeah.
Don't become a gambler. I'm not want you to gamble, but at that moment, it was for me a big step forward.
Yeah. Nice.
Shout out to your dad as well, bro, for the conversation he must have had with you. He said he grabbed your hand and took you and had the conversation. So whatever that conversation was, shout out to him as well, man. Because sometimes we don't have that person to kind of go, no, we ain't doing that. We're going here.
There's always a person behind you who can talk to you. And maybe it's not one in your family, but maybe some of your friends, or maybe someone online. I said to a customer, we have a medium company right now, and there was a person really depressed, and I said, call me whenever you want. Even if it's 2 o'clock in the morning, I don't care. If you want to talk about your feelings, and you're trusting me, then talk. There always has to be. There's always a person in your environment who you can trust and where you can talk to on your feelings. And I think that's the most important. But you got to look for yourself to find the person. If it's not your missus or your family member, maybe it's one of your friends, or maybe I know if I'm depressed and my wife is asleep, and I want to talk about something, I can call Tabriz if he's awake.
And you know what, that's actually a key thing as well. Like within the brotherhood, just let everybody know that if they need 2 seconds of your time, is it okay? Do you know what I mean? And just give them a shout.
And 2 seconds can make a big change.
100%. Do you know, I've got a couple of super chats, and then I'm gonna come to you, T, because obviously I still want you to get the chance to tell your story. I know Ends is gonna be going in a second as well, so let me just get through a couple of these. Big up Gaz says, shout out to you all. Sometimes just talking makes a difference. If she loves you, she loves all of you. Always feel no way to holler. F the man up, BS. Big up yourself, Gaz, man. Big up Becky says, vulnerability is handing someone the blade and trusting they will trace your scars instead of creating new ones. You'll never walk alone, lads. Always. Virgil Goat, Salah is the king. Big up Becky, man.
Big up Becky.
Big up
Gaz again, who says, I'm 41 now, and I look back and I think, why did I care what others were thinking? Live your life. Do you, and don't have regrets. We are our own worst enemies at times. That is a definite word.
Sure.
Also says, what if it all works out better than expected? That is very true. And I just want to point this one out as well, because School of Flourish, big up. But I see you had something in the chat as well, saying he would like to speak to us guys because he needs help right now. Do you know what, bro? If we have time at the end, which I'm gonna actually make sure I have time for, if you don't mind coming on, you don't even have to show your face. You can, but if you feel like you just need a couple of minutes to get something off your chest, then by all means, bro. So if you're still here at the end, let me know and I'll let you come on, because I definitely want you to feel like you can get something off your chest if it's gonna help, bro. T, my bro, what story would you like to share with us, man? And you've been patiently sitting as well, so big up, man.
This is a bit of very inspirational live, and we should be doing this a lot more. So again, shout out to everyone on the panel, and again everyone in the comments. And it's a little bit ironic in terms of I think it was your last super chat in terms of what if it all works out. And I took a picture. So literally in my studio, I've actually got a frame. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it says
what if it all works out.
So literally anytime that I'm doubting myself, or literally I'm hesitating, I just glance up and I'm like, okay, you know what, T, like, you've got this. And I'll try and keep it short, because literally I know Ends has got to go, but I think people will be shocked in terms of, I don't even know where to begin. So me even speaking to you is crazy, because and literally I've still got it now, but I've got a speech impediment. I've got a stammer. So growing up in primary school, I couldn't speak. Let God strike me down with his iron fist. I couldn't speak. I couldn't say my name. I had to. So because my surname is C, so I knew I was the fourth one down. So I would even gear myself up to even say yes, miss. Like, that's kind of how bad it was.
Okay.
So primary school, I was mute. I kind of grew up in Leeds. So primary school, I was mute. Middle school was just hard. It was hard because, of course, you were like, trying to find your peer group. You know, and I think football was like my way into my peer group. I didn't really get bullied, but you got teased.
Yeah.
But, you know, again, I was just mute. I just couldn't speak. I would like speak, but it would just be broken. And again, you know, like the girls didn't really want to speak to me. It was just, you know, like it is what it is.
Yeah.
So I remember, and I remember this vividly. You know, I mean, I can't remember what like lesson it was, but this is in middle school. So someone from outside would call me in front of like the whole class for me to go to speech therapy in front of my peers. So you can imagine,
yeah,
someone that's
feeling shame, targeted.
literally that shame, just like, you know, it was just awful. And I had to go to speech therapy, and I had to learn how to speak. I had to learn how to breathe. And then that's how I kind of got into video, because video was the only way for me to communicate. So again, it was kind of almost like that, that kind of, you know, I can always remember the video, or sorry, like the film American Beauty, where like he would use the camera to kind of film his emotions. That's what I was.
Okay.
So again, like just kind of growing up and kind of getting like to a stage where I always had this phrase in my mind where my actions would speak louder than my words. And like it literally, that was like the phrase for me. My actions will speak louder than anything. So of course, you know, I kind of managed to get through middle school, and in high school's a different kettle of fish, different, you know, 90s now. So like, again, you got to try and find your people. There's a hierarchy, you know, like a black boy, you know, it's just one of the things where like your ego and just things are just there.
And kids are worse at that age. The teasing starts to become a lot more vicious, a lot more personal.
100%. You know, like, you know, there's the kind of, you know, it was kind of like the roasting, it was like the dissing, it was the, you know what I'm saying, literally that was the kind of the whole thing, like your mum is this and da-da-da-da. And like, you know, if you kind of wasn't in that kind of culture, or actually in that kind of environment, then people would like look at you different. And I just couldn't speak. And I was kind of learning just to get by. But in terms of anxiety, I remember this still. Reading in class, like Mice of Men, Romeo and Juliet, when you had to pick. So I literally, every English lesson, I'm like, how am I going to navigate this? So I remember, Romeo and Juliet, and literally everyone had to pick a character. And I'm like, I am definitely not going to be Romeo. There's no way I'm reading like that. So And I don't even know how I even found this character, but his name was called Tybalt or something. I still remember his name. And he was right at the back, and he had maybe half a page. And I remember I wasn't even listening to what other people, and of course, like there's like lessons in it, so you're not going to read a whole Romeo and Juliet. So I memorized Tybalt's lines word for word. So when it came to it, I didn't even have to read it. But like, of course, just even standing up, the anxiety, like I was feeling hot. Like I still remember, like my chest was just pounding, and it was just really just hard for me just to kind of get through that class, because of course, you know, people knew that I had a stammer. I would like still like be going to speech therapy. You know, again, football was literally my way in. So again, you know, I didn't speak on a football pitch. You know, I don't really speak now. But you know, again,
but you can speak with your actions on the pitch, like you said, though.
100%, 100%. So literally, of course, you know, as I've kind of got older, it's all about acceptance. And you know, Drifty, like, you know, like how, you know, I used to be big in the gym. Like, I would just do I would do anything apart from speak. Go gym, like I don't have to speak. Play football, I don't have to speak. It was all my actions. And then as you get older, you realize that me not being able to speak was a superpower. So let me kind of probably go in depth in that. So when I did speak, it was because I was listening. It's like not because I was hearing what people were saying, I was listening to what people were saying. So literally every time I did speak to someone or whatever it was, you know, I spoke because I could hear what the person was saying, and literally I didn't realize how like powerful that was until recently. And again, you know, that kind of toys, you know, I would say that kind of, I'd say gels into, you know, being accepted and literally not kind of wanting to offend anyone, because again, like same as you, Drifty, like confrontation just wasn't my thing. Like, you know, I'm just not a confrontational person. You know, I want everyone to get along. You know, like I want to help. You know, if there's something that I can do to like, you know, help someone, you know, that's my first port of call.
Yeah, which is difficult as a man, bro, not to cut you, because as men we're always expected to be the one who steps in, solves the
100%.
problem. Something's happening, why didn't you say something? It becomes a burden, isn't it? And it's very difficult to wrestle with your own feelings and then dealing with what's going on. But say, bro.
Yeah, 100%. And then of course, you know, like, you know, everyone has said in terms of, you know, of course I'm the kind of oldest of like 3, so of course, you know, I had that responsibility, and literally I still have it now. You know, and you know, and again, like my like parents are my superheroes, exactly what Harold said. You know, there's a Superman, you know, I'd say image that you have with like someone that you adore, and I still adore my parents right now.
Shout out Pops, man. He's a scary guy.
You know, and like Drifty, like you know how my mum and my dad are, like they're almost like chalk and cheese. Like my dad is very, you know, typical African man, like he's just, you know, like he's very stern, but you know what I'm saying, like, you know, you can still have a joke with him. And my mum is completely the opposite. She's you know, she's jokey, she's, you know what I'm saying, like she's loud. It's just you know, completely
it's changing though. It's changing because the dad's like Christmas time, like, you know what I mean? Like, I probably hugged your dad more than your mum, so he's changing. He's changing.
100%.
He's changing, but I get
100%. So you know, again, and again, I was like trying to fit in, and I didn't know where I, you know, it was kind of hard for me, because of course it's like, okay, well, rather than people figuring out I've got a stammer, I will kind of do the kind of Eminem like battle kind of style, where I would take the piss out of myself because I got a stammer. So then when people take the piss out of me, you know, it's a joke. So literally, I was kind of always in that self-deprecation, like, let me take the mick out of myself first, and then that's a, you know, a way for me to gently get into different areas, you know, of course, with work and working in the city and and then of course doing presentations, and then reading. I was like reading was hard for me, you know, even now, like I mean, of course I can read, but I'm still very nervous in terms of, oh my gosh, what if I stumble? What if I stutter? It's just not natural for me. And again, kind of going like back to trying to fix everything, and, you know, trying to you know, get everyone into like a kumbaya kind of stage. You know, like another vivid memory was the first lockdown. It was the first lockdown, and literally I kind of keep it short. But my dad got admitted into hospital, and I remember getting a phone call from my sister saying that the ambulance has like come, dad is struggling to breathe, and I'm like driving back to the family house, and like, you know, the emotions are going, because everyone doesn't really know what this thing is. So anyway, now I get there in time. I managed to get into the hospital, into like the ambulance. I've given my dad a hug. He's on the oxygen. I've kissed him on the head, and then, you know, they've told me to like come out the like, ambulance, and they've closed it, and he's like, driven off. And I'm there with my mum and my sister, and we're looking at the ambulance, and I'm thinking, that's it. Like, he's gone. Like, you know, like he's gone. And I'm thinking, as the kind of, you know, oldest, you know, in a kind of African household, you know, I'm the one people are going to be kind of looking at now, you know, as the you know, the main person. And I remember going like, so it happened on a Monday. And then I remember going through every single day angry. I was crying, and then I was writing like his like eulogy, and then I was going through everything, and you know, again, I've not really spoken about this proper. Anyway, now, so it happened on Monday, and then on Friday, he comes out of hospital. You know, it's, you know, I don't know, like he just comes out of hospital.
Yeah.
But again, this is the thing that I didn't really understand, and literally, this is something that still puzzles me now. He comes out of hospital. I wasn't there. Whatever, comes and then he comes back to the family home, and then everyone acts normal as if nothing's happened. And I'm looking around. I'm thinking, hang on, like we've just had something big happen, and no one wants to talk about it. So, and you know, literally, you know, it really affected me. Like I didn't understand what was going on, and literally, I was kind of going into my car and crying, and I would come back to my house and I'd cry, and I didn't really understand what was going on, and you know what, to be absolutely honest with you, even like to this day, like it still kind of baffles me. So anyway, now, so cutting, like, there's like so many other kind of little chapters, but I kind of end out training to be a mental health champion, which basically means facilitating rooms of like-minded people that may be going through a situation, whatever it is. And I found that really, I felt that I kind of found one of my callings, you know, actually speaking, speaking, but listening, helping, supporting as much as I possibly can. And of course, you know, I can only signpost to like various other like charities. But then I realized that, you know, again, I'm a very emotional guy. Like I am, DRIFTY knows me. I do wear my heart on my sleeve.
Yeah.
And, you know, and then of course, you know, DRIFTY with his story, you know, I cried. You know, I still remember when DRIFTY told me, like I cried. I uncontrollably.
Yeah.
Like it gets me emotional now.
I don't even mean to cut you, but since you brought it up, one thing I want to give you credit for, and I've said it to you in private, but I'll say it in public. For anyone who doesn't know, T's my best friend. I have an unbelievable network of people, but I think me and T are the closest within our network. So I would consider T my best friend. And being as big of a guy as you are, a pillar of strength, and I know it's a stereotype, 6'2", black guy, big, you know what I mean? Like, so everybody thinks that you've got to be like you know what I mean? And when it kicks off, you are. But like, you breaking down made me realize it was okay for me to be emotional. Do you get what I mean? Because you showed me that it wasn't weakness if I was emotional. So in that time, because I remember even being on the phone to you, and I even remember where I was. I remember I was outside the hospital, and I remember I'm telling you the story about what I'm going through, and you're breaking down. And I was like, "Are you all right?" And you were like, "It wasn't even you were upset for. You was upset for me. Like you were crying for me." And I was like, "Nah, I'm all right, man." And you're like, "No, you're not, bro. And it's okay to not be all right." And you made me realize it was okay for me to be upset, because in that moment, I'm trying to be strong for everyone else. And you was like, "Nah, bro." So it was almost like you were like, "I'll cry for you because I can clearly feel your pain and you ain't going to let this out. So I'm going to let it out for you." And I have to rate you, because in that moment, you did make me realize if I did break, there was nothing wrong with it. It was okay for me to be broken in that moment. And it was nice to have somebody tell me, "Bro, if you've got to cry, cry. If you've got," and I remember we kind of cried on the phone together. And that's never happened to me before. I can probably count the amount of times I've cried in my life. I've probably cried about 4 times in my whole life. Well, definitely in my adult life anyway. So yeah, I appreciate you, man. You made me realize it was okay for me to be vulnerable in that moment, because everyone else around me needed me to be strong. And you was like, "Bro, if you got to be weak, bro. I'll be the strength while you're weak right now." Like, you know what I mean? It ain't no thing. So love to you for that, my bro. Big up, man.
Well, thank you, man. And yeah, bro, like,
Can I add something to that?
Go for
Because you know, T was an example of how it also can be, and you know, I'm watching the chat a bit now, and you know, we all have our stories, and we all can be an example for someone else. And when you look at a chat, I think a lot of people are surprised on how humble we are and on telling our stories, and we are the examples now today for a lot of people. And you know, we should be proud of ourselves and on what we're doing right now and doing today, because nobody's talking about this subject, and not in the way we're doing right now. So you know, we can be proud of ourselves to be an example for someone else.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
well said, my bro.
100%.
And that was the reason why I wanted to do this, because I'm hoping it can help anybody. I don't even care if there's a teenager watching, male or female, that this can help. I wanted this to help everybody, but of course
Yeah.
it was in aid of men's mental health, because we don't have a safe space. We don't have a place normally where we feel we can be vulnerable. But I just wanted to help anybody this could help. So I hope that it has. So you're right, Howard.
Yeah,
I hope
there's
anybody
always space. There's always space, always room for a talk, you know. Oh, and because you don't know me, you say Tabriz is tall, but he's not that tall.
Well, I'm 5'11", so 6'2" is tall for me. Do you know what I mean?
I'm 6'7".
Oh wow!
Bloody hell!
So
Bloody hell. You're quite tall as well, Dean. Right? You're about 6'2" as well, Dean. Isn't it?
Yeah, about 6'2", 6'1", 6'2", yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, you all midgets, you know. I'm 6'7".
Oh dear, but you know, yeah, but you
but
know,
yeah, no, 30. So just finish off your
yeah.
what you're saying.
No,
So,
no, you know what I mean. As you know, Drifty, I you know, I'm like always the optimist. I'm always glass half full. It's like
always.
What like can we do to make this situation better? And like no matter what it is, I will always try and look at like the best thing, because you know what, it's a blessing that we are having this conversation. You know, like the odds of us being alive now and having this conversation is like trillions to one. Yeah. So literally,
especially after hearing Harold and Dean's story, do you know what I'm saying?
And again, it's about, you know, not like only talking about the things that like make us, you know, successful. And again, success is very subjective, but can also as well things that, you know, that we're battling with and struggling with. And again, that like can be very subjective as well. And everything together makes us what we call now as humans. That's the reason why we can interact in a certain way. Everyone's got a, you know, like a different tone and whatnot. And again, going like back to my stammer, I was, you know, I wrote an article about it I think it was 2022 or so. I can't remember. And literally, I was really scared about writing about it, because again, it's, you know, it's like, oh my gosh, like I'm really putting something out there now, and you know, if people read it, they're gonna know more about me. But it was the most liberating thing that I've done in such a long time, because people are like, yeah, you know what, I can also have a stammer, and just knowing you now, Tabriz, that you're creating content, and I'm speaking to people like you guys, and I'm not even thinking about stammering, because if I stammer, I stammer. Like, it is what it is. It's an inspiration, you know. It's kind of inspiration. So,
and obviously, because I know you, I know what you've been through, so I know your story. And I even remember from the first time we met when we were 17, I think it was.
17,
and
18,
like you've come, even from then, you've come so much like of a long way with because the funny thing is, I look back on it now, and because you knew we loved you, I know you didn't take it personal, but even we used to like rib you about it. And I look back now and I'm still like, we shouldn't have. Do you know what I mean? I know we can laugh at it and stuff, but like because at that time we didn't realize what you'd gone through to get to that point of your life where we're just ribbing you about it. But really and truthfully, we could have been opening up scars that could have been, do you know what I mean, bad. So like, it's crazy.
It's true, but like also as well, like, you know, you like know when like someone is like bantering or ribbing you because they're it's a mean thing to do, or literally it's like something that's like not like a nice thing. And again, like we are like very like lucky to kind of have, again, like we kind of call each other's brothers. Like it's not been friends, like we're like brothers, isn't it? So literally we've like we've all grown up together, and like even now, like we all can just like say like certain things and literally we all laugh about it because again, like we all have stories, and we've all had highs and we've all had lows as well. And again, just having these types of conversations, like no one would have thought we'd be having this conversation 20 years ago. Like there's no way on earth people would have thought that 4 men or even 5 men, including ends, would have opened up online for this video to like live forever. Like this, like what we're talking about is gonna live beyond us. And actually, I know that we are gonna help someone that like may not have been born yet. You know what I mean? So it's so vital to have these types of safe spaces, to have these conversations for us to again, not only talk about our like things that we're struggling with, but also praise each other, like praising the next man to say, you know what, you're doing well, just keep going. You're you're an inspiration. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, it's really important to also do that as well. And men, like we like feel that it's a cowardly thing, to say, right, I like what he's doing. Like, let me ask him like how like he did this and da. But like for us, it's like, nah, you know what? I don't need no help from no one. I'm gonna kind of do everything on my own and no, like, let's kind of raise each other up. Let's kind of make sure that the ladder is long enough and strong enough for everyone to climb up and to everyone to reach the top. And again, whatever climbing up and success is to everyone is different.
100%, bro. I agree with you, man. That's why we're in this space right now, and I know Dean can probably attest to this a little bit. I don't understand why everybody tries to drag everyone down. We can all get there together. I've never understood this need to drag down, put down. Why can't we all get there? Do you know what I mean? It's a weird male ego thing in it, of like you said, T, I'm not gonna ask for help. I'm just gonna be better than him. I want to outdo him. Why can't you grow with him? Why can't you ask? Do you know what I'm saying? And if somebody asks, help. Don't feel like you gotta gatekeep and keep it for yourself. Why? Like, if there's some knowledge you can impart and to help someone else, then help that person. You know what I'm saying? So I agree, man. I 100% I agree with you. I'm just gonna.
It's a social thing too.
Sorry, I'll come back to you. Give me 1 second, bro. Big up Jumpstat says, big up T. Every man needs a brother and a friend like you. Big up yourself, man. And I can attest to that through being T's best friend. I could not ask for a better friend. And I'm not even just gassing him because we're here. He truly allows me to be whatever I need, whenever I need, there for me, no matter what. No judgment, no nothing. And he was even the one who encouraged me to do the video that I'm going to do for you guys, because he was like, it could help people. And if there's going to be people who are going to be horrible, there's people who are going to look down on you and try and be negative about you being vulnerable, then F those people. You know what I mean? Those people have just got issues in their own life and their own problems. But if there's one person you can help, then you know what I mean? So big up to you for that, T. I'm gonna just give Thingy the chance to jump in as well, guys, because I know that he has got something he really needs to get off his chest, and I want to make sure that we can help him out. So I've just put the link in the chat, my bro. If you're still there, I hope you're still there. School of Flourishing. If you're still there, bro, I've just put the link. If you just click on that link, it will bring you through, and you don't have to show your face, bro. But I'll just give you a couple of minutes to get whatever it is you've got on your chest off your chest. While we're waiting for him, though, Dean, T, Harold, I truly appreciate you guys. I know you lot told really, really personal stories, and I just hope that there's even just one person who maybe is going through something similar to you guys, who can now feel that, oh, right, there's someone else in the world going through what I'm going through, and seeing you guys come out the other side and being okay can be a pillar of light to let those people know that it may be okay. And even that feels bad right now, hopefully there's something on the other side, you know what I mean? A positivity. You lot stories have even touched me, do you know what I'm saying? Especially Howard and Dean coming so close to death. I know, again, I can't really tell the story too much without me doing my own video, but morality is something that can just hit you out of nowhere. And it's a very, very scary thing. And the one thing I will say is having that kind of like outlook of tomorrow's not promised can really make you appreciate today.
Yeah.
I think we wake up every day, and the one thing we do more than anything is we don't actually thank whoever it is you believe in that you've woken up. What waking up is I think there's nothing we take for granted more in life than waking up, going to sleep and waking up. Do you get what I mean? Like you have no idea you're actually going to wake up. Do you get what I mean? So
you're forgetting one point. About a week ago, sorry, about a week ago, someone asked me, "How is it possible you're always smiling when you go online or when we see you or talk to you? You're always smiling." And I gave him the question back: "Why should I cry every day?
You're alive.
Enjoy it. You're waking up. You can laugh all day, and then you go to sleep, and you wake up the next morning. So why do I have to? When you have to cry, you have to cry. But yeah, I can be sad. Of course, it can be sad. I have this week I have a loss, and it was a friend of my wife who died. He was 31, and we have to go to the funeral Saturday. But it's affecting me. But why should I cry for every day? And just laugh. That's the most positive thing in life you can have. Just make a laugh and watch some funny videos. And we all have kids, and that's one of the most important things to give to your kids. Why are you being sad? Just laugh and just have fun in your life. And I think when we look at football, Tabrice and I talked about it this afternoon, and one of the most important things in football is enjoying the game.
Yeah.
Having fun. And when you're having fun, the play will go by itself.
Yep. I hear it, man. I hear it. I was going to make a joke about Slot taking away our pain, but it's not the time for jokes, is it?
I just wanted to make a joke about Tabrice and taking a penalty, but I'm not going to make it.
But you know what? School of Flourishing, big up yourself, my bro. I know you was in the chat, and you said you had something you just needed to get off your chest. We can be here for any advice, or just even if you just need to say it out loud, bro. We're here, man. So welcome, man. Big up to you, bro.
No, cheers, guys. Thanks for having me on. I just wanted to kind of give a bit of background into my life story to this point, which kind of explains why I'm in the situation I'm in, I suppose.
Go for it, bro.
So, long story short, and it won't be a short story to a point, but back when I was kind of a teenager growing up with my dad, it was quite an on and off relationship. He had battles with alcohol, with drugs, and basically in the end, it just got to a point where I thought that's enough between me and him, and didn't want to speak to him anymore. I fast forward a little bit of time, and I settled down with a woman, and we were going to get married. And 2 weeks before the wedding, she cancelled the wedding. Not a problem. Picked myself up again, found myself a new partner. Couple of months pass, and my ex, who cancelled the wedding, she's coming around the house wanting to make it all nice and cushy for us. And she ends up seeing this girl's shorts in the bed, which is a massive bad thing on my part. But we ended up talking it out, and I ended up getting back with the girl who cancelled our wedding. So happy days, life's looking good. And we got married in December 2021, and I've still not been speaking to my dad. And by February 2022, my dad took his own life. And
sorry to hear that,
and I appreciate that, man. And he put he put in his notes that he was blaming me, and I was caring for my granddad at the time. And that led to a massive shift in me, because I then, after losing my dad 2 weeks later, my granddad became unwell, and he then, I got told, was going to pass as well. So then I became his carer for 4 months until he passed away. That was July 2022. And then I started a new job January 2022. My nan passed away, and that was literally all of one part of my family, my dad, my granddad, and my nan, gone in 11 months. Me and my wife, like I say, we got married literally a year and a month before that, and she wanted to have a baby, and obviously with all of the loss I had, I just wasn't in that mind frame. But she found out her sister got pregnant, her younger sister, and she had a mental health breakdown because of it, because she wanted to be the one to bring the kids into the world before her sister did, and it was her little thing. So then I'm picking her up while I'm grieving my dad, my nan, and my gramps. So we started IVF. Got to October 2023. IVF failed the first time round, and my wife found out about the affair I told you about. She found out a bit more information about it from the other year. So she broke up with me, but we got back together again. So life's been rocky, and I've always, and all this is context, because I've always, because it's been felt like one thing after another, after another, after another, I've described myself as like a runaway train that just won't stop, and I'm not looking behind me. I'm go, go, go. And we got to March of last year, and our daughter was born, which was amazing and wonderful. But my wife wanted me to man up, basically, and she'd say that you know, you need to man up, you need to step up for your daughter, you need to do this, you need to do that. And back when she had the mental health breakdown, I was the one like looking after her. I was the one who, she didn't work after that point, and she's still not at work now, having to pay and provide for her as well as myself and pay for the house. Our daughter was born and stuff, and I just found myself like going down a downward spiral. And it got to November 2025, and I got myself arrested. And since then, my wife's decided she wants to leave the house, so she left. She took my daughter with her. I've been told by her and other people, you can't see your daughter. She's turned all of my friends against me. I lost my job because of the arrest, and the house, which I should have said what I got was from my grandparents and my dad. It was their family home, and I've made it into mine. She wants me to sell that and to give her all of the money. So it's a real heavy one. And I go to like, I don't know if you've heard of it because you're in the UK, Andy's Men's Club, for like the weekly kind of meetings, a bit like this. And people just go, wow, that's tough. And I see a therapist, and I just get told, hang in there, and I take medication, and it's all just a lot. And I don't really see anything that's kind of showing me any signs of progress. And I suppose because I've always been go, 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 and never really looked behind me. And it's got to the point now where it's some massive snowball right behind me, and I don't really know how to pull myself out. So yeah, that's me.
Nah, do you know what, bro? I'm so sorry to hear that. That really does sound like a lot. It really does, bro. I'm sorry to hear that you're even going through that, bro.
That's not Drift. That's mad. Because I know, Andy, I got someone not exactly position you. I know someone that's gone through similar thing, and what I can't understand in the UK, they're really against men. I'm not saying women don't deserve what they are, what they do for the kids, but how a woman can take the daughter away from him, and then he's got to sell his house and give her all the money. And me saying you want to see your daughter still.
Yeah, definitely. And I've been told from like because of everything with the arrest, I had to have social services involved, and they've said, yeah, we're happy for you to see your daughter. It just comes down to if your wife is able to let you see her, and if she's not ready for you to see her, then you don't have any choice in the matter unless you took your wife to court. And it's like, well, that's another headache. And if I do that, then she's then going to take me to court over the house. And yeah, it's just all overwhelming.
It just doesn't make no sense.
No.
This is another thing that's breaking men down in this country as well. I don't
Well,
understand.
Not only in
how-
the UK, not only in the UK, also in
It's like,
Holland.
yeah, I just don't understand how they can have these sort of laws where men have got nothing, no right. Woman can take the child. Obviously, you got to pay for your child, but if you want to see your child, how can they stop you from seeing your child? Obviously, if the crime's something crazy, whatever, yeah, but how they can just dismantle a man like that? I don't understand how this is allowed in, obviously, wherever it is in England, wherever, but how they can dismantle men like this. I don't understand. I see it all the time.
Yeah.
Now, if that was the other way around, it wouldn't be working. It would not work like that.
Well, it would probably be considered kidnapping. Like if a guy just picked up his kid and just went off with the kid, then it would probably be considered kidnapping, wouldn't it?
And they expect the wife, and they expect the woman to sell her house and give you the money.
Yeah,
I hear it. The woman's got the rights to the kids. Fine, I ain't got no problem with it. But to dismantle that can put the person I know that put that person in a mad space. He lost his job because all his wages were going on to paying the kid that he's not allowed to see. Same thing what you're going, and couldn't see his kid, paying all his wages was more or less going over there. And now his kid's at a certain age, the kid don't even want to see him.
But I don't know the rules. I don't know the rules in the UK, but back here in Holland, when one of the two parents is blocking the other parent to see the kid, second parent doesn't have to pay that much for the child. I don't know how it is in the UK, but
no, you got to pay in the UK. It don't matter.
Yeah, you have to pay in the UK. Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, but also when the second parent is holding back the kid, and because it's holding back what she's doing. Even if she's holding back the kid and you cannot see your daughter.
Yeah,
I've had it where they've basically, the police originally said, well, you can't see your daughter. So it's like, well, it is what it is. Social services turned around and says, well, you need to do this, you need to do that. And everything anyone's asked of me, I've jumped at, I've gone through every single hoop. And then the other side of it, I've said to social services, like, okay, so what happens now then? And they've said, well, we're recommending that, yeah, you can see your daughter. And then the police, I'm saying social services are happy for me to see her. And they're saying, oh, well, they're happy, then we're happy. So I've gone back to social services to say that, but then social services say, well, we're not going to sign off, we're happy until your wife agrees that she's happy. So the only thing you can do is take your wife to court, and then it's back to square one, because I've spent 6 months working on myself to then, oh, well, now your only option is to take her to court. Well, I could have took her to court 6 months ago, but now I'm getting told that, and she's got me round my little pinky finger to say, well, you're not seeing your daughter till you set us up for a house. And she wants then not just, it's not even a case of I'm losing just the house. She wants all of the money from the house. So, and I'm a 30-year-old bloke, and it's like, well, I'm not going to be starting up again like that.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
So, sorry. I mean, and again, thank you so much for like coming on. There was a few things that you were saying that I was really, really listening really intently. And you said it 3 times. You said that you feel like you are a runaway train. And you said that 3 times. And my only advice, you know, and again, you know, I just want to say, of course, you know, I'm not I'm not trained at all. But one thing that I would say is, if you are a runaway train and you are not laying down the tracks fast enough and you are wobbling, it's time for you to slow down, turn around. And another thing that you said, like you felt that there was a snowball behind you. Sometimes you have to slow down, turn around, and it, you know, like it may hurt. You know, first and foremost, is like you've got to let the snowball hit you. And you are 30, you are a young man. you are a young man, trust me. 30 is not the end of your life. 30 is literally how you can start again, because you've got the experience right now. And literally, I'm not saying that everything, you know, that you've done or what your wife's done is like good or bad, but you've got now life experience. Like, you do need support. So of course you were kind of talking to Andy's club. There is like another charity called Men Who Talk. I don't know exactly where you are in the UK, but you know, sometimes you've got to turn around and literally tackle things head on, because if you keep going at the pace that you're going at in terms of what you've told us, because a lot of things have happened within a space of 4 like 5 years.
That's a lot to deal with.
It's a lot to deal with. And you know, you do have to sometimes just put on the brakes and say, you know what, I will be quote unquote snowed under. And this is where your support, and listen, hopefully that you've got a few friends or a couple of friends or people who at least you can talk to just to pull you up. But my first port of call is slow down and let the avalanche hit you, because you are talking to us. Like, you are not going to lose your life. You are still here. It will be difficult for the next couple of months, couple of years, but life isn't over at 30. Trust me, it's not over. You know, you can start again and you will flourish if you really, really want to.
Yeah, it's very brave of you to even come on here, and hopefully even just saying it out loud, because as T said, no one here is a professional who knows exactly the best ways to give advice. But I just wanted to create a space where if there was even something you just wanted to get off your chest, sometimes saying something out loud just helps. There's been times when I've spoken to T. Ironically, me and Matt had a conversation today, and like sometimes it just feels better to just say it out loud, because when you're saying it to yourself, it could just go round and round and round and round in your mind. And it, you know what I mean? And sometimes saying it to someone else, it just lets it go off and the thought can be gone. And you know what I mean? It's difficult. It's very difficult. And what you're going through, bro, you are allowed to feel. I mean, the only advice I can give you is you're allowed to feel as down as you want. You're allowed to feel as upset. You're allowed to feel as frustrated. You're allowed to feel all those emotions, bro. What you're going through would break most people. So even the fact that you're here talking normally, explaining the situation calmly is an amazing credit to you, my bro. So big up to you for that. Just try. I mean, do you have like a couple of friends that, like, if you are feeling down, bro, you can just like give them a call and maybe get things off your chest?
Oh, I wish I did, to be fair, because like I say, when everything happened with the arrest and stuff, I work at the same place as a lad who lives up the road from me, and he seen basically the police car came down to the house, and afterwards he'd been getting in touch with my missus to be like, oh, what's happened? Like, I've noticed this and what's going on. And she ended up kind of not knowing what to do or what to say. So then she shared things with him, and then she shared things with a couple of other people, and then that's kind of circulated a few other people. So basically from all of that, no one's made any effort in the whole 6 months to kind of reach out, speak to me, see how I am, check in. Like, I turned 30 in April and didn't have a single card or like a happy birthday from any of my friends or whatever. And the only person I've seen in that 6 months has been my mom and my stepdad. And to be fair, my mom's been my strength to be like, you know, keep going, and your dad did what he did, you don't want to do the same, you know how that made you feel. And I've obviously got my daughter still, even though I'm not seeing her. And I suppose the reason I wanted to just come on is because it's just nice to sometimes know that there are people out there, even if you don't know them or know anything really about them, that actually still do care if you're still here. And it's just reassuring, I suppose, to know that, you know, there is still purpose. And I think it's what you said, T, about, you know, I'm 30 and it feels like, you know, starting over to me sounds absolutely terrifying, because I've worked my way up in a real good career and got a real nice house and stuff. And the thought of then, if I lose the house, if I need to start a new job or whatever, then what happens to me then? But I'm 30, so it's going to be okay. But because I'm not there yet, I suppose I'm in that rut where it's like, I don't know what's to come. I just hope it's good.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, bro. I don't know if this helps you in any way, but I'll say a prayer for you tonight. So there's somebody already who's, you know what I mean, who's thinking and hoping that you're okay, bro. So I don't know if that gives you any comfort, but I will say a prayer for you tonight, bro.
Yeah. And sorry, and actually, can I give you something that's quite hopefully simple and practical for you to do? Yeah, it's either get a journal, get a book. Literally, I've got 2 books here. I've got two journals that I write down everything that's going on in my mind. Yeah, writing for me is very therapeutic. Yeah, write down how you're feeling, and also write down things that you're grateful for, and literally manifest certain things that you want in your life, and just put it down either on a piece of paper or in a journal or in a book. It doesn't have to. And again, for me, write it down. You know, use your hands, grab a pen, and, you know, go like back to how we used to do it back in the 80s and 90s. You know, write. And like, I know, and like also as well, every week or every month, however you like see fit, write a letter to your daughter. Write a letter to your daughter every single month. Yeah.
You know what, T? I was just and big up Gene as well. Gene was saying, I that is literally what I was gonna say. Date it, time it.
Yeah.
And yeah, 100%.
Literally date it, sign it, and then literally with like every letter, just put in a $5 or just put in a $10, like however you want to. So then when she's old enough, hey, like it could be a couple of hundred, could be a couple of grand, like whatever you can afford. But then at least there's an archive of letters, you know, that you can give her to say, look, I've been thinking about you since I was, you know, since like you was a baby. So I like haven't deserted you. And this is quote unquote the evidence. If it's a video thing that you want to do, so then, you know, you can literally express your feelings more or however, cool. Even if you set up a private YouTube channel that no one else can actually view. Yeah. And just almost like a big brother, Dear Diary type of thing. And you talk about your daughter, how much you care about her and how much you love her. And every time you put a video, you like put £1 in a jar. And then that pound, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of compound interest in it. So literally that's just something that you can practically do, you know, again, just to kind of, you know, show her when you do have that special time with her to say, I love you. And this is my genuine love. And this is quote unquote, like my evidence towards you to like know, to like show you how much I love you.
No, I like that. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Can I add something before I, you know, I have to go, I have to do some work, but I want to add something to it. You know, when you look at your life and what's happening in your life, there's only one director of the movie you live. And that's you.
Yeah.
Don't let anybody say what you have to do in life, because you're your own director. And, you know, the only thing you have to do is look in the mirror and say, the only thing you have to say is, am I okay with the decision I made? Even if it's good for your daughter, if it's good for your ex, or not at all. If you're standing behind the decision you're making, you're the director of the decision you're making. And when you're okay with it, there's only one person to look at in the mirror, and that's yourself. So, you know, I'll help you get through it. And as we said before this evening, you know, we're here. And yes, it's online, and no, you don't know us maybe in person, but there's always a person to talk about, to talk to, and you know, it's a really difficult story, and I hope you can get through it. And you know, if you need advice, just ask one of us to give you advice, and you know, you will get through it. You will be okay.
No, I appreciate that too. No, thank you. You've all been really great. That's really just made me just feel a lot calmer that at least, yeah, it's not gonna be over just like that, but there's still hope.
Yeah,
Always,
yeah.
always hope. There's always hope.
Stay strong, my bro. And you know what? Pop into the comments at any time, bro. Hit me up on socials if you even just need to message, and you know what I mean. Just keep your head up, my bro. Keep your head up, man.
Cheers, guys. Thanks for that.
I appreciate you, man. Big up yourself, bro.
Blessings, man.
Big up, man. Welcome, Matt. Big up yourself, man. Big up,
Big up,
yourself,
man.
Big up, man. It's,
Guys, I'm leaving too.
yeah, no, Harold, I appreciate
Harold,
you, my bro.
pleasure.
I really, really appreciate you sharing your stories. I'm glad you're here. You know what I mean? And we'll definitely talk again, man. We'll definitely talk again.
Oh, yeah. I just want to say that Harold is a huge Liverpool fan as well. So
come on. There you go.
I'm just waiting for my Florian Wirtz shirt. I have the next season shirt with Florian Wirtz on the back. So I'm not a Gakpo fan. I think he's going to leave, but so I want the shirt from Florian Wirtz.
No, I appreciate you, Howard, man. I appreciate you, my bro.
And we're gonna talk football in in the future.
Yeah. Next time we'll talk football for sure. We'll talk.
Oh, and Tabriz, you got to send him some of the stuff we made this afternoon with, when we talked about football.
100%.
Right?
100%.
Have a good one, guys.
Yeah, man. I appreciate it,
man.
Take it easy.
As we lose Harold to the stream, I'm adding another one of our brothers. Big up yourself, Gaz. What's good, my bro? What's good, man? I've got a family feeling. These are for the audience. I'm talking about years of brotherhood here. Like I'm talking like I've known Gaz since we've known each other since we were 20.
I can't hear you.
Good.
You can't hear us.
We don't want to hear you,
This is kind of like
I can't hear you.
like,
You can't hear.
like a surreal.
No, but you know, I don't even know if
This
Gaz
is
is
crazy.
trolling. I don't even know if Gaz is trolling. For anyone who knows, Gaz is the ultimate troll. So
No, he can't. He can't.
Nah, you know he's lying.
Jump out and jump back in, bro. Jump out and jump back in.
You know what's mad,
welcome,
yeah,
my bro. Welcome, Matt. Bring up yourself, man.
What's
Yeah,
going
no,
on,
big up everyone in the chat, man. And you know what? Yeah, I was out and I was like, I have to make this show because there's too many times in life us men are just supposed to just get on with it and not talk about it. Do you get what I'm saying? And what I found is that there's men that are vulnerable that are scared to speak. Don't be scared to speak. Speak about it. And I'll be real, yeah. Like I'm one of them people where Drift knows me, Tease knows me as well, yeah. I don't really speak. Like it takes a lot for me to kind of really say what's going on. Because there's been enough things that's been going on in my life, as you guys know. And I think it's nice to know that there's a community out there that are willing to listen and are willing to understand. Like you're not alone. If you're going through something, whether you want to speak to one of your closest friends, your brother, your sister, never feel afraid to speak about it. Because speaking about something can be such like, it's like let something off your chest and it's like, oh, I can breathe now. Because bro, let's keep it a buck here. From remember, we're all around the same age, yeah. The way we was brought up is we just get on. We don't speak. We're just supposed to do what we're supposed to do, innit? We just get on with it, we crack on. And I'll be real, I'll probably taken that mentality to far. Because again, Drift, you know me probably better than anyone and T as well. Like, remember, I've known you, man, since what 2003, I think it was. It was. Yeah, when I met you, man. And obviously big up Drift each and every time, because what people don't know is Drift brought me into his friendship group. You see these men that you see on the screen now, Breezy, Gaz. I wouldn't have even known these man if it wasn't for Drift. Big man team. I wouldn't even know who they are. It's mad. Like this goes back over 20 years. Do you get what I'm saying? And like it's actually nice to sit here and speak to my brothers that I haven't spoken to for time. Like it's kind of like mad that like I done a morning show again. Gaz was there. Gaz sent me a message just to say, "Yo, man, hope everything's blessed." Rare. T. Like it's kind of like a bit of a mad moment for me that I haven't spoken to you, man, for time, like on a normal level. And like imagine a stream that Drift has brought together for the right reasons. It actually brought us together to have like a conversation, but a conversation that is open to everyone. And that conversation is whatever you're struggling with, don't feel afraid to speak about it. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, I get it. We're supposed to be Iron Man, Superman, Spider-Man, Batman. We're supposed to be every character. But you know what? It's still right to just take a step back and go, you know what? I'm human, you know. I don't wear a cape. Yeah? I'm not an alien. I just want to have a normal conversation. So big up Drift, man, for the stream each and every time, man.
100%.
No, I appreciate you, man. I mean, a little bit of advice I think I could give people before I let Gaz take the floor is, I know, especially as men, it is actually difficult to have friend groups. And we talk about this all the time, that we don't take for granted at all the friend group. And the reason why I brought you lot all together is because I knew you'd all get on. You know what I mean? Like, I don't make friends with people who are horrible people anyway, but I knew. So when I brought Gaz into it at first, do you know what I mean? When we was doing those pro nights, and I was like, no, I've got some boys. I'm gonna bring, big up Greg. Obviously, Greg's not here, but Gaz and Greg, I was like, Greg. I'm gonna bring them man in. And then obviously Breezy, I knew they'd get on immediately. Breezy and Gaz's personalities match immediately. Them man there laugh and giggle, like, you know what I mean, like little kids when they're together. Like, and then I was like, no, Matt, I'm bringing him in. I know, like, the one thing I will say to people who maybe don't have that brotherhood and don't have people around them, which I don't take for granted, is even if there's a guy at your workplace, right, and you don't even know if you're going to get on with him, just go to lunch with him.
100%.
Just take that one opportunity and go to lunch with him. And there might be one thing you lot can bond on, and all of a sudden, you've got a friendship for life 20 years later you don't understand. I know for a fact, and this is what's kind of strange, is even though all our personalities gel and match perfectly anyway, the true meaning of why we're here, if we really deep it, is Liverpool. That was the true indoctrination of our, and maybe not so much me and T, because we went to college together. Actually, no, do you know what? I'm giving Liverpool too much credit, because we all worked together. We'd have been brothers in the end anyway. But I remember being on the shop floor, Matt, Gaz, talking, laughing, and just talking about football, and then like it just, you know what I mean? So just go on lunch with someone, guys. Just go on lunch with a guy. Do you know what? Walk up to someone who works in your department, but it's at the other side, and just be like, "You good today, bro? What's that?" And just be the one to initiate, and you may be starting a friendship that in 10, 20 years' time, because we could have never envisioned we'll be here with this friendship 2-3 decades later. We could have never known this. Gaz used to be my boss. He actually used to be able to, and he never bossed me around, but he used to be able to tell me what to do. Do you get what I'm saying? Because he was higher up in the hierarchy at work than I was.
Man said Arlie Slot.
Didn't have a clue what I was doing.
You get what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy, man. So I know, and one thing I know men struggle with a lot. I know men struggle with making friends. That I think that is the one key thing that I think people take for granted. Men struggle with making friends. It is difficult. You aren't always blessed to find people like-minded, people like you, but there may be something about that guy that you can bond with that you didn't realize, but you're only gonna know if you talk. Just talk to people. Do you know what I'm saying?
Can I say something? So it's quite different. Speaking about
go
making friends, like, it's so mad, because what people don't realize about like people that maybe that are in front of a screen at content creation, your main personality might have been shy. Like, I'll be real, innit? Like, growing up, I was shy, bro. Like, I was introvert, like mad introvert. Like, didn't really have
myself,
I didn't really speak out loud. And even when we worked in the same workplace, bro, man was mad shy, bro. I didn't really speak too tough, mad quiet. You brought me into a friendship group, innit? And it's so mad, because one thing I will say as well is like, it's mad how life can like change, because due to content creation, I would say that's definitely helped me, like, in terms of being more confident. Because it's so mad, like, people just, because what it is as well, people have a perception when they see you on the camera. They just have this perception of you, what they see, but they might not really know the real you, like what you're really like. Because it's mad, because I am quite introverted to a degree, like, and I am still shy. It's just that over years, like, in fact, I'll tell you this story that Drift might even, he will remember, and Gaz will remember as well. Do you remember when we done the first ever football banter show.
Oh,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, guys, remembers, yeah. Let me tell you something, bro. We were all
Shocking.
moving like it was Sky Sports, but hear the joke. Every man was like this, and no one wanted to speak. No one wanted to say that. Everyone was shook.
Yeah.
Our real personalities showed so much, and it's like, and I remember like Drift was like, no, but we gotta try and be, and I was like, bro, but I'm not even like that. It's so mad that like years gone by now, and like I'm hearing like T as well, like T. Obviously, I heard your story about growing up and stuff like that, and I'm just grateful as well that like you was able to overcome that, and you're still doing that now. Guys, you've kind of always been like confident. You might not be the loudest, but you're very confident.
No, but like, you know what? Every single one of you has said the same thing, that we're all shy. Like, if I'm put in a room with people I don't know, I might as well not be there. And it's so good to hear you lot say it, because I know I do it. Prime example, if I go out with Lauren, my wife, for anybody that doesn't know, she's a social butterfly. You put in a room with 4 Liverpool supporters, she don't care about football, but she can start a conversation. I'll just stand in the corner of my phone because I'm so awkward. But then you get into a space with friends you bounce off of and people you've got something in common with, and then I don't shut up. Then I've got that verbal diarrhea. So it goes from one side to the other. But from what you guys said, it's good to hear that. Because I think with me, I'm an awkward person, but if I know I'm being awkward, then it makes it more awkward, and then it's like a vicious cycle. Before I know it, I start to sort of self-implode. So, I think I don't know. I think, like, you know what? First and foremost, Drift, hats off for putting this on, mate, because it's long overdue. I think, like a lot of things in life, there shouldn't just be a specific month for certain things. We're so quick to have a certain month. Why not like celebrate things or deal with things throughout the year? So yeah, credit for putting it on. It's been really like humbling to listen to all of your guys' stories as well. Just going back to what you said earlier in regards to talk to somebody and go on lunch with them. You don't know what anybody's going through in this world, in their life. The simple act of you saying, "Oh, let's go and get a coffee together," to a stranger, that might be the thing that stops them from doing something silly or from having a breakdown or anything. You just don't know what impact a small little minute thing like that could have moving forward.
Yeah.
So I think obviously with that, I think we all have to talk. I know, like you guys saying, I'm terrible at keeping in contact with people, and I've got an excuse, always got an excuse. I do shift work. So what? If you can put an hour aside to watch YouTube, not that it's a dig at KOP-ISH, because I watch way too much KOP-ISH, but that's fine. That's what we're here for. But if you can put an hour aside for that, why not put an hour aside to meet up with a friend? And I've always got an excuse, so I can't do this because, I don't know, I've got Hoover. Does hoovering take 8 hours? No. It's about being proactive and putting yourself out there, which goes on to what I was saying, or what I was going to say anyway. At work, we've got this thing. So I work for London Underground. At work, we've got one guy that put himself forward for a tea and meet, and he'd contact anybody that felt a little bit down or whatever. They could contact him, and he'd go to their station and have a cup of tea together and just talk things out, which I think is a very, very good incentive. I just know it's not that realistic, sort of moving forward. So I was going to say, I don't know if you guys have got, obviously you guys are a lot more up to date with sort of social media and stuff like that than I am. I was thinking of, I've spoke to a few people at work as well who've said it, they think it's a pretty good idea, is to start like a Discord chat where it would just be for guys to come and talk. And that way you don't ever have to meet anybody. You know, some people are quite conscious of meeting up with people and maybe people's perspective of them change, and you don't necessarily want to talk about everything. It's done anonymously. But then at the same time, then you can filter out the people. There's going to be people, it's life. There's going to be people there that go there to poke fun at people and don't know how to hold themselves and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know what the best route, I've always thought the best route or the easy route would be open up a Discord channel, people log in, you've got different sort of like filter groups within that Discord channel, and you can talk about whatever it is you want to talk about. And it might be a case someone comes in and says, I'm having a really shit day today. There's 10 other guys in there, you might even know each other. Oh, what's up? Talk it out. That person could go in, feel. So I don't know if that's something that we could get in place. Big shout out to Enz as well. Obviously, every time you watch Enz's channel, you always start these videos off with how you all doing, lads. Let's have a check-in. Yeah. And I just think it's like you know, like you say, we've known each other for 20 years now? Maybe no longer than that. It's got to be longer than that. But it's putting that time aside, isn't it, to say to somebody, how are you? and stop. Don't do the male answer. Yeah, I'm good. No. How are you? Forget all of that.
I'm definitely guilty of that. I know.
100%.
I know I am.
Whenever you lot ask me, I always say I'm good.
Yeah,
and
part of the
I'm
problem
probably
is like, dare I say, it's how you're wired. So
Yeah.
just to give you a bit of insight, yeah, how I'm wired, yeah, and this is bad of me because I know this and Drift knows. Man will say, "Is everything good?" I'll be like, "Yeah, it's good." Like you'd have to really probe, like so to speak, and be like, "Nah, is everything good though? Like, what's going on?" You'd have to ask me specific questions to kind of get to that kind of conversation. Because you see me, like, and it's kind of bad as well. Like, I don't know why, but it's just how I am in it. Like, I don't like to delve into information, not because I don't trust people. It's more to do with vulnerability, because that's just like, I guess, how I was raised, or just who I am. Like, and it takes a lot, but don't get twisted. As I've gotten older, I've realized, like, like, man can have a conversation. Like, just give you an example. Like, Drift might say, like, let's link up for a drink. Yeah, whatever. Boom, boom, boom. Have a conversation, because these are the things that, like, that can really help you that you don't even realize that you actually need. And like I said, like, it's okay to just be like, you know what? Yeah, there's a few things going on in my life right now. Like, yeah, come let's have a conversation. Like, and it's okay to be open and honest. I think, again, like, we're from an era where if you speak about what's going on, you're seen as a certain way. Well, how about this? You don't live my life. You're not me. And if I want to speak about how I feel, I'm going to speak, innit? It don't make me less of a man or a person. Do you want to know why? Because I'm still a madman. Like, that's not going to change. Like, that's just who I am. Like, because I know, here's the thing, yeah, like, I'm not like that emotional person, but I can still speak about what's going on. Like, that's like, but it does take a lot though. And I'll be real, like, when people say to me, like, is everything all right? I probably will just brush you off. If I got things going on, I might just do the whole, yeah, I'm all right, you know. But sometimes with certain people, you have a follow-up question. Are you sure, bro? Like, is everything good? Like,
no, bruv,
you know me. Like, I don't.
You
like,
don't.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna give people a little insight into me and Matt's friendship real quick. Yeah, cool, Breezy.
Yeah, cool, my bro.
If me and Matt are on the phone and I can tell that he's going through something by the tone of his voice or something like that, what I will do is I will tell him something about me, and then it makes him tell me what's on his mind. So I don't just go, yeah, is everything all right? Because I know Matt's gonna go, yeah, man, I'm good, man. I'll be like, bro, you never guess what happened today. Blah, 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 blah. And then when I'm finished, Matt will go, you know what? Funny you say that. And then he'll tell me. So that's how I get Matt to open up with whatever's going on.
I'm mad like that. I don't know why. It's just,
And I probably shouldn't even have said it out loud, because now you're gonna know I'm doing it when I do it. But like, it is what I do. Like with T, it's different. T would just tell me. He would just ring me and be like, I got to get something off my chest, bro. What do you think of this? And he would just tell me. With Matt, I know it's like, right, I can tell something's bothering him. I need to find a way for me. And then, do you know what? Sometimes it's an excuse for me to just tell. I'm not going to call Matt and be like, you know what? I've got something I need to get off my chest, because I might be bothering him. And the one thing that I don't like doing is bothering people. And I know you can never bother me, though. You're not bothering me, bruv. You're not bothering me. But I always feel like I'm bothering you if I call. Like, I've got this thing I need to talk about. So sometimes I use it as an excuse. And then when Matt's finished, I'll be like, oh, now I can tell you what my problem is, kind of thing. So it's a weird dynamic. And I just thought of something as well, boys, yeah? It's a really small thing, but it's even something that, like, I still notice. Men never get compliments. We never, ever get compliments. So do you know what I pride myself on doing now? Telling the man them, you know what, bruv? You're looking good today, you know, but what, new hoodie, yeah? Hey, what, is that a new kit? You know what I'm saying? Because I want them to know they made an effort, and I appreciate you made an effort. If no one else today tells you you look good, I will, because I know if I make an effort, even if just one person goes, are we saying about what new kicks here with a match? And then you know what? You feel like your effort was worthy, because if you make an effort and you go for the whole day and no one say not one thing to you, sometimes you might stop making effort, because you start thinking, what am I making effort for? No one even cares I'm making an effort. So one thing we need to do as brothers, and we need to do as men for each other, if you see a man and he's looking good that day, it ain't, forget all this pause crap
Yeah.
and all that. We're having a real conversation here. Forget all that shit. I don't care what anybody thinks of me. If the man them are looking good, I'll never forget the first time when Matt shaved his head and he was a bit like raw, like, you know what I mean? And what was the first thing I said, fam? I said, you joined the club, but I dapped you up. I said, bruv, it looks heavy, bruv. You know what I'm saying? Like, what it is, what it is, because I know you're feeling conscious in that moment. And I want you to know, bro.
100%. I'm got, bro.
Ain't nothing, bro. Ain't
Bro,
nothing,
when
bro.
I shaved my head for the first time, I'm not gonna, this was back in 2025. I'm not gonna lie, this is where we can have a bit of banter. I was doing the Sadio Mane thing. I was holding on for dear life. Dear life. And Drift said to me, bro, just shave it. I was like, no, man, I'm good. Then I went to my barber one time and he was like, bro, you see Sadio Mane? Like, big up Mane. You can't hold on forever, innit? And I was like, do you know what? I have to do it. And I did it. And you know so much, yeah? I did it and I never looked back. Like, it's weird. Like, even the other barber that's there, he was like, bro, like, shaving your head doesn't change anything. Doesn't change nothing.
100%.
Like, you're still you. Yep. You just got no hair. That's it. Boom. Okay, bless. Like, bro, you know me already. Like, I don't care if people want to make jokes and rare. That's just life. I couldn't give a monkey's, innit? But for some people, I know like appearance and stuff can really affect them, and whether it's your beard or your head top or whatever it is, like just be you, fam. Don't worry about anyone else. You're gonna get trolls online. Like, that's just life now. That's the era that we live in. But don't be afraid. Be confident from within yourself. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, bro, I'm not even again, I've said I'm a madman, so I'm gonna continue being mad. What, you think me going bald means I can't get gal? Are you mad? I can go out there right now and go draw anything I want. Yeah? Big up the missus. I'm just letting you know. But I'm just saying. If I want to go mad, I'll go mad. So
no, but,
what I'm saying
I remember.
It's self-confidence, bro. Like, it comes from.
Do you remember where we were? Because remember we were going out, and I think that was what was making you a bit more subconscious, because it wasn't just you did it. We were going out.
We were going out, and it was the first time, innit? Yeah.
And I remember when we was walking towards each other near the KFC. Do you remember? I won't say the end.
Yeah.
Do you remember? And I could tell you was a bit like apprehensive. It's like, it looks fine, bro. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, just give a Bridget a compliment. He might have put on his best garms that day, and nobody told him nothing the whole day. And do you want to know what? Man be taking off his garms at the end of the day, getting ready for bed, thinking, what a waste of outfit. If I, as a bridging, for just that, I would even see a stranger. If he's got on a nice jacket or whatever, I will be like, hey, I've been in Tesco set, whatever it is, and I'll be like, hey, that jacket's cold, bro. And you will see a man light up for a second. He's like, right, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, give a man a compliment. Do you get what I'm saying? Men don't get compliments.
Big up G.
You know, it is Drift, actually. Just
I'm a madman, so it don't matter. But big up G. But I hear you, though.
I was going to say, just touching on your comment there as well, Drift, I think I've struggled with the flip side of it. So, say, for example, I go to the barbers. I come home. If my miss doesn't say to me, hair looks nice, why am I getting upset? She's got 101 things going on in her life. The haircut doesn't make the slightest bit of difference. So I've tried to flip it now and not, like, I think there's a stage in me, and you can go back to when you're younger and whatever else, but you've got to grow out of that period where maybe I didn't get the credit or the praise that I thought I deserved when I was younger, and now I hold on to it a lot now. If I hoover, I expect my miss to say to me, oh, well done for hoovering. Brother, you've hoovered. What do you want? You've hoovered. Get on with your life. She's hoovered, she's cooked dinner, she's cleaned the bathroom, and I want the thanks. So I think I've tried to flip it on its head and say, you know what, you don't always need that. I think, if I'm totally honest, the whole thing around men's mental health for me, the biggest thing is not knowing that stage where you're a boy and then you turn to a man. Nobody can tell me what that period is, because number one, it's different for everybody.
Because it doesn't happen. We never grow up. We're just kids with responsibilities, really.
Exactly that. This is it. You've got your free will where you can now afford to pay to do stupid stuff. Whereas when you're younger, you used to have to ask your parents for it. So, but I think there's
in Marks and Spencer's, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, who shop? No one shops in Marks and Spencer's. No one. No one shops in Marks and Spencer's. Oh wait, there's someone shopping Marks and Spencer's in here.
No,
There's
not
only one
me, bro.
person that stops in Marks and Spencer's, bro.
That's an expensive
I
mic
just
as well,
stepped
isn't it,
in
Drift?
from Aldi, bro. I just stepped in from Aldi.
Oh, he's gone to get his cookies. He's gone to pick up his delivery. But yeah, no,
You
I
lot are
just
making
think
me feel guilty about that. Like,
Nah, bro, if you've got a butler, don't feel guilty about it. Bro.
Well, hold on, wait. So Drift, you shop at Marks and Spencer's on a reg?
he's got shares. That's what I heard.
Wow.
That's what I heard.
Oh, what? You didn't know?
I did.
Oh, you better call somebody. Yeah, you better know
Wow.
about that, T.
Yeah,
Do you know the thing you didn't know,
A millionaire, bro. That's Drifty.
The one thing you didn't know, to Breeze, is Drift is actually filming from the West Wing in his house now. The East Wing is where the food gets delivered, the pantry. This is the West Wing.
Steven Seagal runs his production from home.
It's got a shuttle bus to the other side of his house.
Marks and Spencer's. Okay.
no, but you want to know what? Since we're being open here, right? Do you want to know one of the reasons why I do? Because it's one of the only kind of comforts I have that actually make me feel better.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, man.
No, I'm being deadly serious. I know you don't want to back, but I'm being deadly serious. You see, when I sit
all
down
jokes
with
aside, yeah, like you know when they say like, all right, so you see for me, yeah, like you see when they say when women say love language, mine is food. Everyone knows it's food. So
Nah.
if there's good food, I'm good. That's me.
yeah. No, I hear it, and it just sometimes I'll be sitting at home and I'll be by myself and I'll be getting ready to watch whatever movie or TV series or whatever, and it's just a little comfort. It makes me feel better about my day. Like I've had a bad day, but now I get to sit down with an M&S cookie or whatever and enjoy a little moment. And and just enjoy my little moment.
For
man.
Cal,
You know
it's
what I mean?
unbranded cereal.
Until you get the notification from your bank that says you've got no money left in your account, and you're like, oh, have I got the receipt?
You can't take it with you, bro. You can't take
Yeah,
it.
100%.
Wow.
One thing that team, and you know, big up Cal as well. Well, welcome to the show, my bro.
Big up, Carl.
One thing that T did, and you know what, and he forced me to do it. It was only a couple of weeks ago. You lot saw when I was just randomly at the beach. T was on a work dude, and he was just like, "Come with me, bro." And it's just like, don't think about it, just do it. And you know what? It was such a cool couple of days. Like he was so right. I was walking on the beach, I was getting fresh air, I felt better about myself, I got to reflect on stuff, and it was just nice. Like sometimes just do that random thing to take yourself out of whatever. Like big up to Thingy who called in with it with his story, which is touching, by the way. I'm still actually like taken back by what he had to go through. Like sometimes just doing something random can just take your mind off it, and even if it's just in that moment, and what it will do is you're still going to go back to your problem afterwards, but you've actually calmed down the issue a little bit, because sometimes you can reach breaking point, and just that quick little something, like for me, is just a little trip to M&S, get my little favorite snack. It just takes me out of the madness.
Can I say something quickly? Just on that, yeah. Like I know we're branding, so this is like the good part of the show.
Breeze, that's
One
not
thing
even
I'll
a lie,
say
bro.
is,
It's actually facts.
yeah, big up T for that as well. Can I tell you why? Because you see T, yeah, like T recognized, like, and again, enough respect for you, T. You know what it is? You know, like when the way how our lives are, there's like a routine to what we do. We know what we're going to do tomorrow, the next day. You know, sometimes coming out of that routine can help your brethren. Like,
100%.
so
Yeah.
whether it was Drift, me, Cal, guys, like just getting out of that routine and just giving someone like the space and capacity can really be something helpful, because sometimes we're just stuck in this like it's like a vicious cycle. Yeah, like like it's the same thing over and over again. Boom, boom, boom. It's like clockwork. But sometimes you need that, like, and yeah, man. Like I feel like sometimes every now and again you need to get out of that routine. So for anyone that's like struggling with whatever you're going through, as well, something that I need to do from a personal standpoint. Break out of that routine. It can really help you, even if it's just one day, couple of hours. Whether you're going to the gym, whether like Drew said, you're going to the beach because like the weather's good or whatever. Like just find something that can maybe break out of your routine just for a little bit, and you never know, it might just give you a little help.
No, it helps. It really helps. It really helps.
You know, we think about it, like we're in June now, so we're halfway through the year already, and it's flown by. I mean, I can't believe it. And I always say, you know, having a routine and having discipline and commitment is also a huge strength as well, because you know, again, you know, that's literally when you can get things done. And I get it, like we're all men of responsibility. You know, we all understand that, but sometimes you've got to veer left a little bit. Exactly what Matt said. You know, try and do one thing in a week that scares you. And again, when I say, you know, just kind of going up to someone and having a conversation, you know, maybe shopping at Asda rather than Marks and Spencer's. You know, you got to do something that's kind of out, which is out of the, you know, out of your comfort zone. Just kind of
being in Asda is definitely out of my comfort zone.
Just gonna be in there like, what is this?
What about Lidl? Does Lidl help? Lidl. All right, don't disrespect Lidl, you know. Lidl.
I'm not gonna lie. One time I picked up a pack of I can't remember what it was. I think it might have been like bread, like 4 bread buns in a and it broke as I picked it up, and I was just like, "Is this what happens in Asda? Like, what the hell is this?
This is what happens in Asda.
Pure contamination on the bread bun now, what? You know what I'm saying? Like,
did you get in there, Drift, and wonder why no one's pushing a trolley for you?
The ambiance is off. The ambiance.
The trolleys in Asda don't even go straight, bruv. You're fighting a battle, bruv. You're like, what's this all about, bruv? Like,
by the way, I've never seen a Marks Spencer with trolleys either.
Nah, you don't.
Personal shoppers, Cal.
There's no trolley in my M&S. I don't.
Yeah,
personal shopper.
No trolleys. There's no trolleys.
And I don't even go there regular, but I don't think.
No, do you not count? It's the basket you drag behind you. You know the one where you drag.
They don't mean a basket.
Probably made out of chrome and platinum as well. Those trolleys.
£5 to get a trolley in that. It's mad.
So
non-refundable.
Chip and pin.
So like, you know, Drift. So do you do your shopping there first and think, you know, I finished with the shopping, I'm gonna go to the food court? Is that like so? No, you kind of look around.
I go to M&S the food shop.
Oh, okay.
Just like I can't help you.
Writes his list the night before, looks at it and goes, M&S, that's you. That's what he done.
And if
No, but
M&S
I'll be honest with you guys though. There is I know we're going on a tangent here, but there isn't. You know, Cal made the joke. There is definitely an ambiance in M&S that's more relaxing.
Guys, I'm going.
I told you.
No, there is.
Classical music on aisle 3.
There is. It's just
you get free trim if you spend over £30. Because if so, I'm going there.
No, but to bring it back though, guys, before we do wrap up the show. Oh, obviously, big up yourself, Cal, for joining, man. Love as always, G. Is there anything in particular that you think could be like helpful to anyone? Some advice for anything that
I've not been able to catch the whole show because I've been obviously driving around and had a few phone calls and stuff. I was driving around. But I think the comment, but firstly, big up yourself for doing this, Drift, because I know this is not an easy thing for anyone to do. So big up yourself for doing this. You didn't have to do this, but big up for that as well. And big up for everyone who's come on here and shared their stories and everything as well. For me personally, it is knowing that no matter how bad things get, there is at least one person, in my opinion, in everyone's life who'd be willing to take a phone call or sit down and have a conversation.
Yeah.
And I've unfortunately been around people who've been in bad situations, depression and suicidal and all that. And just having a conversation or being there for someone could make the world of a difference. And I always say it like this: you can be a multi-millionaire, a multi-billionaire. The one thing you can't do is buy time, because it's priceless. If you were to say to anyone tomorrow, you can have a £10 million in your account, but tomorrow you don't wake up, I don't think anyone's taking that deal. No. Because life and time's the most valuable thing. So for me, it's always either try and speak to someone when you're going through something, or try and be there for someone when they're going through something. And it always makes the world a difference. And yeah, it's life. Look, man, life's tough. We can all sit here and tell stories and stuff, and everyone's got a different journey. But I don't think you should ever give up on yourself or people around you if you can avoid it. And again, I'm speaking from someone who hasn't been in situations like other people have, so I'd never want to belittle their situations, but I just think you only get this life once in it, so always try and do everything you can to sustain it and be there for as many people as you can, and vice versa. Try and have people around you that you know are solid people as well.
No, well said, my bro. Well said, man.
One thing I want to add to that as well, just quickly.
Yeah, go for it, G. Big up Monkey King, man. Big up yourself, my bro.
Big up, man. One thing I want to say as well, you know, sometimes like maybe me and other people that's like me, you don't really want to say nothing. But one thing I will say is this, yeah. You know, like sometimes you might like Drift. I think you mentioned it before. Like sometimes, like if you want to speak to someone, you feel like you're bothering them, bro. Every situation to every individual is relative to them. So, like, what you're going through or what anyone's going through, like, if it's important to you, speak about it. Don't think because it don't seem as mad as someone else's, I can't really speak about it. Speak about it, bro, because it's relative to you. And I think that's another thing as well. Like sometimes we feel like, I can't really speak about something because the other person's going through madness. Yeah, but it's relative to you. Whatever you're going through is just as important. It's just different. Everything.
That's definitely something. I don't know if I'd call it like a toxic trait or something, but that's definitely what I struggle with. And I've had all of you lot tell me this, like, you're not bothering me, bro. I hate bothering people with my issues. I know everyone's got their own problems, and I hate bothering people with my issues, but I am trying to unlearn that people are there for me, and it's okay for me to tell them what I'm going through. So I know that's an issue I have as a man. I always feel like I'm bothering people. If I call someone with an issue, I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, they've got their own stuff going on. Why do they want to care? Why am I gonna like make them feel worse about what's going on with my shit? Let me just deal with mine on my own. But I know that's wrong, and I know that's something I'm trying to unlearn. And hopefully I am, you know what I mean, slowly unlearning it. But yeah, that's definitely something that I struggle with as a guy, for real.
Yeah, and
as a guy as well, like you're saying there, Drift, with that, I think we're quite hard. Well, obviously, I can only speak for myself. I'm quite harsh on myself with things where I feel like I let myself or my family down. And unlearning behavior from when you're young is not easy. Like my thing I said earlier, the more I look at it, sort of like with what issues I've had moving forward as an adult, the more I look back to like things from a childhood. I had a great childhood, don't get me wrong, but the praise thing, stupidly, I could play football. If I scored a hat trick, Dad would say, "Why don't you get 4?" That little thing can then trigger and a knock-on effect further on. But I'm so hard. I'm my own harshest critic, but I don't do it outwardly. So you lot will say once again, "How you guys? Yeah, I'm good." Come off the phone. I'm sitting home for the next hour beating myself up about something I did 2 years ago. Sometimes you need to let it go, and sometimes you need to lean to the fact that you are who you are. So although you might think that's a toxic trait where you don't want to put on anybody, that might just be you. And then once again, like Matt was saying earlier, then it's down to people around you to extract that information from you, because we're so good at putting burdens on ourselves. And I can make myself, I could be on a high one day, and then the next day I might have a day off, and I sit in bed for the whole day, binge watching something, and I think, what a waste of a day. Well, whose fault is it? Mine. But sometimes give yourself that space as well. As a guy, my head is going at 100 miles per hour thinking about who I've let down 2 years ago and what's happened here. Live for the moment. T hit it perfectly. Live for the moment, because once this moment's gone, you're not getting it back. So I think with you lot, like once again as well, I'm KOP-ISH's biggest fan, 110%. But you guys don't realize the impact you have on other people. Like every KOP-ISH show is like a counselling session, because it gives us all a chance to gather together, to have a laugh, to put points out there. The one thing I love about you, like, you could have the most heated conversation and it could get like an argument. And I know there's been times where people are like, "Oh my goodness, has Drift left?" because of what happened before. And then the next episode comes back and you're like, "Of course he hasn't left. They're big adults. They had a conversation."
There was one episode
cracking jokes. But like, hats off to you guys, because there's been times where you just feel shit, and then you tune into a KOP-ISH episode and you leave there. Listen, I went through Twitter yesterday, as a lot of you can mostly tell, or X, sorry. false advertising. And I just shared everything that has made me laugh with you guys. And some of them, I think one of them was back from like
that
21.
was a throwback.
That
and
was
all.
hilarious. Some of the things I saw was mad.
But that's what it is. That's a brotherhood, and you lot don't realize the impact you have on, because you're just doing something you enjoy with your brothers. You don't realize the impacts. Voice crack. Sorry, I'm not getting emotional. You lot don't realize the impact that has on a lot of other people. There's people that tune in weekly just to hear what you have to say, because you guys have got that platform now where you're helping people through stuff. And it sounds stupid, but if your life is Liverpool and Liverpool are playing badly, all getting together and laughing about it. There was a show with, I think it was Cal, Matt, Drift, and Ends, I think it was, and you all just sat there laughing. Before you said anything, you all just sat there laughing because things were that bad, but we got through it together. Yeah. And it's so underrated having people around you can talk to. Like, luckily with me, I've got that. My missus is the most supportive. Like, saying about guys not meeting up, I don't know if she, actually, in hindsight, maybe she just wants me out of the house, but she's always like, go and meet your friends. Go out, meet your friends. Why have you not met them? When was the last time you saw Greg? When was the last time you saw this person? So I think it's really, really important. But I think we all, like I've said to you guys, I'm there, and it sounds stupid, doesn't it? Sometimes it feels like you're trying to be like a martyr. But if sending me a text message at 2 o'clock in the morning, I need a talk, I'm not going to mess you back and be like, bruv, I'm sleeping. And that's what we have to do. I think, like I said, hats off to Ends. Like, Ends, every single show, he starts off with asking people how they are. And like I said earlier, it's not, how are you? It's like, no, how are you? I need to know how you are. It's not, I'm good. Well, you've got 3 million debt behind you. Your house is just burnt down. Yeah, I'm good. No. How are you? I need to know how you are. And I just think it's very important. I don't know, Ends. I saw someone put in a comment. I felt like I made a suggestion which mine, and then I got shot out because you've already done it. Discord channel.
Oh yeah, I've already got one, bro.
Perfect. Yeah. So I don't want to act like that was my idea. Ends clearly beat me to it. So you might need to copyright that before I jump on it. But stuff like that's really important, where if you just got a central hub where people can go, and with Discord you can log in anonymously. But if they say like a problem shared is a problem halved, I think they say, don't they? So I just think like a lot of you are saying, everything's relative to you at that time. So like, if there's anything I can ever help with, obviously it goes without saying, a message, a call, sometimes just a message saying, how are you? Behind the scenes, where people haven't got to put on a front in a public setting, it's such a simple thing to do. But I respect and appreciate everything you guys have said today. I respect and appreciate everything you guys put on for us. And I don't think any of you realize the impact you have on others. And like you said, because we're not told it enough, I'm saying now to all of you lot, I appreciate you all. I respect everything you bring to not just me, but the others around us as well. And I think it's very important, the communication side of things, I think, as well.
Big up, man.
I appreciate you for those kind of, man. I appreciate it, man. And you know what? And shout out to Ends. I've already told him as well. The reason we're here is Ends because I didn't even know it was Men's Mental Health Month until Ends promoted it. Like, I genuinely did. I was like, hold on, wait, what? Do you know what I'm saying? And then from there, I started to take a little bit of a dive into it. And then I was like, no, for real. And as someone who's going through something currently, I was like, it would be nice. Do you know what I'm saying? And the only reason I didn't share my greatest story here is because I know I'm a breakdown. So like, I didn't mind if anybody else broke down. I think it would just be easier for me to just do that video by myself. Let that be my one intimate moment of letting people into my life. And then, you know what I mean? I wasn't going to do it. And T was like, nah, bro, it might save someone. So I was like, you know what? You know what I mean? If there's 10 people who take the mickey out of me, if it saves one person, then who cares about the 10 people that take the mickey out of me?
And then we crash out on those 10 people, so it's calm.
You know what? I just want to take the time to speak to, I think it's KJ. Like, he's always he's part of like.
Yeah, KJ's.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say for you guys.
I kind of just want to say.
All the time. I feel like that all the time.
Yeah, like, as a fellow like parent, as long as you know you're doing the best that you can, don't let anyone tell you any different. Like, you know who you are and you know what you're supposed to do, and I'm sure you are doing it. And from when you said, I've seen in the comments, it's like you don't think you are. That tells me that you're doing the best that you can. Don't let no one tell you differently. And if you ever feel like, boom, no man, like this person or whoever it is saying what they're saying, bro, just take a step back and go, what am I actually doing? And if you are doing the things that you're supposed to be doing, you're good, bro. You're blessed. And you will have that, unfortunately. Like in life, you will get people that will see things differently. I don't want to go too deep into a situation, but bro, trust me, as long as you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, bro, don't feel like it's so mad. Oh my days, like what is the, like, bro, you're good, man. And not only that, bigger ends as well, because like you see ends, yeah. I know we call him, what do we call him again? Piers Morgan.
Yeah, Ends Morgan. Ends Morgan.
But when I say this doing this whole like content creation space, ends is a real one. You see, man, like ends will shout me on a random day and say, bro, is everything good? Are you blessed? He's one of the very few people that I know that through this space that we do, because remember, it's a space that we work in. Obviously, us certain man know each other from before, but ends I've only known through content creation. But ends is a real one, so big up to you, ends man, because you're always checking out your man all the time, and yeah, I mean, always showing love and rare. So big up to you, my broski. Each and every
and you know what? And while we're here, obviously, like I remember the first time when you reached out to me when you was first starting to like do things, whatever. And you know, bruv, I'm proud of you, bro. You've come so like the shows are on point. I remember one of the things you asked me, I was like, bro, just consistency. And you're consistent off the charts, bro. Every day, bang, 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 bang. I'm proud of you, my bro, man. Keep going.
I appreciate you, man.
You're doing your thing, man.
It's not just the consistency as well. It's the ideas, the way you execute the shows, bro. It's top draw, man.
Different, innit? Bro, I remember seeing ends. I think I first met ends on Big Up Grizz. I think it was like years ago.
It was a great show.
Bro, do you know so mad? So when I first met ends, ends was mad quiet, you know. When I say quiet, I just sat there and didn't really say much. Look at him now, bro. Man, the whole community. He goes,
starting trouble and
bro, his whole community. Because if it wasn't for ends, I wouldn't know Savage. I wouldn't know Jerry. Not watching Jerry. I wouldn't know G. I wouldn't know Cav. I wouldn't know Bear, man. So bigger ends in your community, bro. Because I'm telling you bro, your growth in the space has not been forgotten, and you're a big part of this whole community that we have, bro. Trust me.
100%.
I appreciate it, man. Now, you know what? I was quiet, bro, because I was like, yo, I'm around, because obviously I've been watching you guys from time. So I told Drifty this the other day, when you guys weren't even on live, you was in the studio. That's when I've been watching Pop-ish. And I was like, yo, and then I remember there was that one day I was like, oh, they're not in the studio no more. They're all fake, like they're on the screen. I was like, I didn't understand YouTube one bit. I was like, let me just listen to the brothers chat. And then just getting onto each other and then talking about obviously the team we all support and love. And then I was like, one day I was sitting there, I need to do my own thing, man. And I tried it. And Drifty's right. I asked him about like, yo, what can I do to improve and stuff like that. But a lot of people don't know these things behind the scenes, innit? So we all chip in and ask each other for advice. The only advice I'd give the Discord, though, you guys need to go bed at a reasonable time. Because my phone goes off at a mad time, 1, 2 a.m. And I'm like, who is messaging Discord? These men are having a full. I'm like, bro, it's late. Go bed. Why are you guys up at this time? 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Doing what? Talking about Liverpool. I think guys don't care about us at this point. Go to bed, man. Get a rest. But nah, jokes aside though, man, I'm glad we did this, bro. On a real. Because when I said to you guys, like, yo, it's Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, and I was just like, bro, I can't see anything about it. And I was honest. I was like, I can't actually see like a documentary or it's been brought up on the news, or obviously it probably has. I don't watch enough TV to probably notice if it hasn't or has, but it's not in my face where I'm like, yo, cool. Oh, this is going on about men's mental health. Where can I go to have a conversation? And I always think we have a community, and majority of it from you see, it's probably like 90% more men. And you're like, but they all can't be all good. You guys have, massive support. I've got a decent support. The rest of the guys have their own support as well. And I'm like, surely everyone can't be great. So let's tap in and make sure. And then by doing that, you realize, oh, people have been going through some stuff. But they haven't got a space to really go and execute and explain it themselves or share it. So we have to, man. I think if you put yourself in a position and people respect you in a space, I honestly and truly believe you have to give back in a way, and you might not be able to give back financially, you might not be able to give back in any way possible, but the one way we can do is open up the platform, create a space where people can come and have a conversation. And men don't even know it's men's mental health, and we wonder why so many of us, you know, disappear off the earth at a rapid rate, and because these things are not put in place. And I don't know, and as I said, I'm not speaking from a space as if I know a lot. I'm just saying I don't know, and I don't see people making it clear enough. There is space. They tell the basic stuff. Yes, there's counseling. The basic stuff. Yeah, you can call the NHS and stuff like that. But there's nothing like, no one's really out there going, yo, come, let's have. And the guy you had, Harold, you had on earlier, he was saying about his dad stopped him from doing something mad.
Yeah.
Not everyone has that person. Not everyone has that person kind of like, bro, I've got you. No, don't worry about it. This is a space for you to come and really express and share how you're feeling, man. And I think it's just our duty, innit? The bigger the channels get, the more people want to watch us. We have to find a way to speak to the people, man. And we do it through humor and banter in our conversations, which is great because we're able to do that. But at the same time, when we're not on screen, are they okay after that? Are they only okay for the 1 hour? Is there, you know, for the 1 hour, did we take away the stress and stuff that they're going through? But after that, are they okay after that? And it's a massive thing for me, man, because as I said, I'm a person that went through anxiety. So when people are talking and they're expressing how they're feeling and they're going through different types of mental health, I'm like, yo, I get it. Because I never really understood it until I had to go through it. So yeah, big up to everyone, man. And yeah, but the Discord, you guys go bed early, man. Seriously. Look now, it's 11:30, and I guarantee you, like 1, 2 o'clock, my phone's gonna go off.
I think
you know what?
Messaging me. It's not.
Sorry, just quickly touching on what En said there about the knowledge of mental health. I think more men's mental health is bigger in November because it's June and November. You've got like the two separate things, but November you've got is it called Movember with the moustaches?
Yeah, I think that's to do, I think that's to do with prostate cancer awareness. I think. Don't quote me on that.
Okay.
Yeah,
but even on that, guys, just on that subject, from a health standpoint, we need to do better as men as well.
100%.
This whole just ignoring your aches and pains and all that.
Yeah.
We need to do. I'm guilty as hell of that. But we just.
I'm gonna be so honest with you. Like I told you. Like I can remember I told you. I think you're the one I spoke. Really and truthfully, I should go to the doctors. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you know what I mean? If I remember, I think I made a joke and you was like, no, don't say that. But I was like, well, it is what it is. If I collapse on stream, you know what it is. But it's just like, bro, don't say that. But obviously you're right. Like I should go to the doctors. But it's true, especially black men. We really have a stigma of feeling scared of the weakness of having to go doctors and then finding out something's wrong with us. And now we're not the pillar of strength anymore. Now, I've got this issue, I've got that issue, or you know what I mean? So no, it's
and
true.
Don't let doctors fob you off as well. If you think there is something going on with your body, you know your body better than anyone else. Keep hounding until you get an answer one way or another as well.
I must admit, they've got to try and do their best to help us as well. Because I do remember one time a doctor Googled in front of me, and I was like, "So I could have done this at home, big man."
Yes.
I come here for professional help, and you're Googling in front of me.
That happened to me a few years ago. I was horrified, bro.
I've got no faith in you.
Yeah,
I've got no faith in you now, bro.
Yo, ChatGPT. Cal said,
nice, real. But also, ends again. This is where I got to big you up as well. Always getting onto me about getting more sleep. Drift, you do it as well. To be fair, again, sleep.
No, but I'm petrified for you, bro. When you told me you've only had 2 hours sleep, like I genuinely am like, no, this is mad.
Yeah, no, I know it's bad. I know it's bad.
Grip, I even said it to Matt as well. I said, bro, like I know you guys are big in what you're doing, and I know you don't want the praise. You are. You're great at what you do. You have to sometimes understand that there's going to be a lot of people that want you to do shows, and even myself. I said, like, bro, just say no. Like, I'm cool with no because I know how much work you guys put in. Sometimes these ungodly hour streams, but go and sleep, my guy. Go and sleep, man.
For real. To be fair, you said to me a few times, you're like, bro, like, when do you sleep? Like, you gotta, like, it's not even being rude. Like, sometimes, like you said, you have to kind of like prioritize as well, because you obviously first and foremost, you have to look after yourself, innit?
Yeah.
And sometimes you might even need a reminder from your brethren to say, bro, don't forget to sleep, you know, or don't forget to, you got to take time for yourself. Can't just be doing X amount of streams and you know what I'm saying? So I hear that. I hear what you say.
Yeah,
I'm the worst.
Nah.
But brothers, on that note, I'm gonna jump in the shower and try.
Yeah, do you know, I'm gonna wrap up the stream right here, and I appreciate every single one of you.
This is what I mean. You share stuff with people, and this is what you do. God.
I think that's because we're taking a shot because you always going in on Nunes, but that's just, you know what I'm saying?
100% that was a shot.
But I appreciate every single one of you. I truly hope that there is at least one person that we may have helped sharing our stories, somebody just knowing there's somebody going through something just like you, giving a space to just, you know what I mean, just make people feel better. You're going to see a lot more of T soon as well. Me and T have got a little special project that we're going to be doing soon. So you're going to be sick of his face as well soon. Guys, you know, you're always welcome, my brother, every time. I know we've obviously spoke about trying to coordinate some time so you can jump on a few streams as well. So if anyone who don't know, Gaz is one of the original. I know, obviously, like Matt, you remember when I sat Gaz and Matt down and one other member who obviously isn't with us now as well. And it was like, man, then what do you think of this? And I know the man looked at me a little crazy at first, like, you want to do what? I was like, guys, let's talk about football in front of everyone. Like, we do it all the time. Let's do it, you know what I mean? And look where we are now.
Yeah,
like,
no, fact.
life is so crazy, isn't it? It's so crazy. So big up to you lot. Ends.
Big up,
Proud of
man.
you, my bro. Appreciate
Appreciate
you.
it, man.
Big up as always, and putting the alignment on what is men's mental health as well, bro. So big up to you for that.
Big up,
Cal,
man.
Matt, you lot don't need
Like,
any more praise.
yeah,
you lot have
no,
got big enough
just
egos,
end
is
just
it?
tomorrow, just t-shirt. Ends tomorrow, t-shirt on the treadmill, yeah, ends. That's all we ask.
Hey, you're lucky, bro. That sauna one was about to hit different today,
Do
bro.
what
gotta
you
like-
want to do, bro.
Nah.
I see the man them hating on ends. If
Nah.
man get traction with it, then it
You
is.
weren't
For
hating,
what?
Drift.
Hating on ends for what?
No,
though?
don't do that. It weren't hate.
For the treadmill, for the treadmill
All
shorts.
right, man, Matt, I'm just gonna paint a picture. Yeah, Ends is speaking. He's running on a treadmill, no top on. Don't know what's underneath. But we assume and hope it's all good. Then Ends is speaking about mental health and saying, "Look, just keep going, guys. Always like speak to someone." And then he ends the video and says, "Don't forget, stay hard."
No, I didn't know. That's not how I delivered it. That's not how. Nah.
But, hey, if you said that, that is diabolical.
That's not how I delivered it. And it was a joke because Sam said the day before, he said, if you do a video and end with how David Goggins ends it, I'm going to crash at you. So I was like, oh, no, I'm a troll. I'm going to do it because I know Sam will see it. So I did that. I said, yeah, stay hard. But I didn't say, don't forget. I didn't add that.
Yeah, it's the don't forget bit is
Exactly.
mental.
I didn't say don't forget. Don't listen to Cal, man. But yeah,
Stay hard is still crazy. From like, remember, like
it's Goggins, bro. He's one of the biggest guys out, the influencers out there, man.
To be fair, this is the one stream where we're not gonna do the whole pause culture. That's the one. This stream here.
They can't help it.
When we speak on any stream, any other stream, we can do that. I will say that.
I'm sure we'll be back to regular scheduled programming afterwards. But no, again, I hope everyone who's watching enjoyed. I hope it helped. Big up to everyone on the panel, the people who've had to leave. Big up Ends for even joining back again, bro. I appreciate you. Man. Breezy, Gaz, Matt, Cal, you know it's all love, man. I love you, like family.
Come on, you know the
and yeah, man, people, keep your head up. Everyone, we will be back. You know, but before the end of the month, I'm gonna try and do a little something else again because, like Ends said, this shouldn't just be 1 month. It shouldn't just be one random thing. You know, we're gonna try and keep it going. And yeah, man, big up your damn selves to each and every one of you. Oh, that's the kiss of death right there. As soon as Imran says he's got you,
big up Imran, man.
Imran's a madman. He's gonna say something mad. He always says, "I got you."
Listen, he's on your channel more than mine, so you guys have to deal with Imran.
Yeah.
You gotta deal with Imran.
I don't know what Imran's gonna say, bro.
I always see man pre-reading Imran's comments before you bring them up.
But no, people, big up your damn selves, brothers, lovers always, man. We'll catch you on the flip. We're out of here, man.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.